Hello everyone. It is great to see you. Welcome to the first, not really the first, it's kind of the second, but we're going to call this one's the first because I did it. This one's a different version. So welcome to the very first Heroes Huddle. So every week, possibly, if you guys enjoy it, hit the thumbs up so that I know you guys like it. But every week we're going to be doing reviews. So if you guys know that I used to do replay reviews and I would upload them and but I thought this would be a little bit more engaging. You guys can ask questions and I feel like you can learn a lot more this way. So let me know which way you prefer more. I know that the other one was going to be a little bit more streamlined, very point to point to point to point, whereas this one is going to be a little bit more, it's the whole game instead of chopped up. I'm going to try to keep the same type of tempo though, in terms of just looking at what we're supposed to look at and nothing more, nothing less, but we'll see how it goes. Again, this is kind of like the very first one, so it is something new. Again, thumbs up if you enjoy it. If you guys want your own replays reviewed, make sure you check that description box. There is a link there, and that will be on my community post. There's a new community post that I put up that's saying if you guys would like to have your replays reviewed, write it there. It's pretty similar to what I put on the comments of each video, but you can't respond to a comment in a stream, so the best bet is going to that community post. Again, link is also in the description, so check that out if you guys would like your replays reviewed. Today we'll be looking at 3 replays: tank, DPS, support, and then I will pull a replay from chat. And then after that, if we have time, if I'm up to it, I'll play some matches, some ranked matches on my account. So that's kind of the plan for today. Hope you guys are excited. I feel like I should have background music when I do this. It's just quiet. You guys can't hear nothing. But maybe you guys prefer it that way. I feel like when you're learning something, it's a lot easier to understand the person if there's no background music. But because I jump from point to point to point in the video, I think it's okay. It's very low. Well, let me know. If you guys prefer background music, I'll pop something, but I don't think it's really that serious on the stream. Cameron, hello. First one here. Nash, good to see you. You'll be here later. All right. That's okay. What's up, Cato? Hello. Demarius, hello. Chaos, hello. Great news. I finally A-rank to get your squadron. Had to go through hell to get it. Hey, congrats. Huge congrats to Demarius for hitting that A-rank injection. One more ranking. Yes, dog. One more rank. All right. So I have some listed here. As I said before, we're going to start with tank. So the person that we're going to be watching said this: I am a plat tank main. Can you review my gameplay about how to dive properly, please? Sometimes I confuse when's the right time to dive. This is something typical. If you guys have questions, obviously, feel free to ask them. Pop them in the chat whenever we're talking about stuff. Maybe I'll make it a little bit more engaging for you guys and ask you guys questions that you guys can answer. I'll try that. If you guys want to answer the questions. If nobody answers it or the right answer isn't there, then I'll just say something. We'll try it that way. But yeah, a lot of people struggle with this. This is not something that's just to this person. People struggle on when to dive because most people that play dive, especially in lower ranks, generally do not have to time anything. They just spam. They spam repeatedly, and then the dive either works and they win games, or it doesn't and they don't. We were talking about this yesterday or the day before that in our Discord chat. If you guys aren't a part of that, join that Discord chat. Link in the description below. But looks like this guy's going to start off playing Cap, and then I'm pretty sure it swapped because I looked at it. We see some Cap, we see some Angela, I think we see some Thor. He's kind of all over the place with what he's choosing to pick. Real quick though, I'll be right back. Just real quick. Be right back. If you guys had any questions, let me know, but I'll be right back real quick. All right, we're back. Okay, so as I was saying, dive is something that a lot of players struggle with. It is not just hello Cameron again. I said it earlier, but maybe you weren't here at that time. Dive is something that a lot of players struggle with. It's not just you. So let's take a look at it and let's see what's going on. We're playing Cat with the Groot, with the Iron Fist, the Bucky, this is actually a pretty solid team comp. They have Iron Man, which is just a pain for anybody. Then they have Thor, Star-Lord. So pretty much everyone you're going to dive on as Cap is someone that you probably can't do much to. And when you're going to dive, the goal of a dive, so let's actually write this out here. Write this out. You know, you guys know I always like to write stuff. Again, if you guys have any questions that just happens to pop up, feel free to ask. So the goal for divers is generally going to be to distract, pick off. When I say pick off, you're usually doing it by low HP for the most part. You're not necessarily. I just realized too, my camera is in the wrong spot. So I'm looking there because I usually do, but my camera is actually there. This is gonna be weird. I'll move my camera if it's too much for me. But generally speaking, when you're distracting, just running around, you're just doing what you can to keep that high uptime while your team fights. So you're able to get stuff done. Picking off generally is when you have low HP and you just tack somebody, and it's pretty much that's that. You also can just straight up 1v1. A lot of divers can do that by themselves. So we're also going to add that as well. 1v1, right? So those are pretty much your goals as a diver. So when we look at this team, is there anybody that we can distract? And as I said, I'm gonna ask you guys questions. You guys can answer if you would like. But if we look at this team, is there anyone that we can distract? Would someone looking at us or attacking us with that target doing that, does it benefit our team at all? As an example, if Doctor Strange were to look at us, is that really benefiting our team at all? Right? Or if Thor were to chase us around, is that benefiting our team? When you're diving, you kind of got to ask these questions. And as you do it further and further into your gameplay, and the more you get used to it, the faster it becomes. So as a diver, let's just work our way backwards. Is there anybody that we can 1v1 realistically? No. We're not 1v1ing Invisible Woman. She'll hop away. That's just kind of a captain thing. You're not 1v1ing Star-Lord. He'll destroy you. You're not 1v1ing a flying character, period. You could technically 1v1 a Cloak and Dagger, but it's very difficult to do by yourself. And then obviously you're not 1v1ing Thor. You could 1v1 Strange, but like there's no reason for that to really happen. So your options to 1v1 anybody on this team is limited. It's not there. So the best thing you can do is either pick somebody off or you can distract them. And as I said before, if you're going to go for the distract, you have to figure out like which character is the one to distract. So is there any character that you guys feel, again, don't feel pressured to answer. You don't need to, but I will be asking, especially for those of you that are like watching the replay or watching the VOD of the stream and you want to answer this question yourself. It's a good way to start off. So in your mind, I'm gonna give you guys like 5 seconds in the chat and people watching the replay. In your mind, who on their team would be beneficial if we are able to distract them? I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds for that. Okay. All right. The one to distract that would benefit your team the most would be Iron Man. Why would it be Iron Man and nobody else? It's strictly Iron Man because that is going to be the problem that your team is going to struggle against Iron Man. I mean, you have an Iron Fist, don't get me wrong, but realistically, your team is going to struggle against the Iron Man. Every team struggles against Iron Man, and you guys don't have anyone to deal with them other than Bucky being insanely cracked or Iron Fist dropping his ego and going for the correct target. We don't know what Iron Fist is going to do because we haven't played with them before. We're going to assume that these people are all randoms and we don't know them and we don't know how they play, so we have to figure out how we do this ourselves. Now, you won't really know who's on the enemy team until you see them, so... Why am I lagging? Hello? Game? Alright, so when we're in this position, we have to ask ourselves, how do we distract Iron Man? Well, we can't hit Iron Man, so how do we distract Iron Man, right? What do? In a situation like this, you have to hit someone that he's looking at. So if I were to go for Iron Man right now, obviously he'll just fly away. But if you think about it, he's able to see his healer. So if I run at the healer, Iron Man then looks at me, right? Because our goal for this game is to distract. There's not anyone that we could pick off unless we see them low, and you're not 1v1ing anyone. So as a distraction, you need to make sure that you are in there for the duration of the fight that your team is trying to have. If you're not distracting at the same exact time as your team is fighting, you're not gaining any value. And this is something that a lot of divers struggle with when they say, well, I'm doing all of this and my team never takes advantage. It's always a timing issue. So let's go ahead and play this out and let's see. I don't know why it's so laggy. So you go in, and maybe if it's too laggy, what I'll do is I'll go to my PlayStation. But yeah, I don't know why it's so laggy. Oh, you know what? There was a new patch today. Maybe that's why. That's the only thing I think of. Or did it crash? Did I crash? No, I'm still here. I'm still gaming. I think the game crashed. No, it didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I've experienced some issues with Rivals on my PlayStation, and it was ping issues. But now I'm having just straight up lag issues with the client on the PC. So I may have to use my PlayStation. But we will see. I don't know if it's just shaders trying to do its thing or what. Looks like it is, because you see how it hasn't even loaded in yet. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go back though. Let's go back. So, as I said, our main goal is to pretty much be that distraction through the entire fight. If Iron Man did get KO'd, so we have to think about, well, what's next, right? Realistically, then you can probably look to dive. You can look to fight their backline, kind of like Iron Fist is. And this would be okay, because now they're dealing with Iron Fist and they're dealing with you at the same time. Remember, we don't really have good pick-off potential unless they're extremely low. And we don't really have good 1v1 potential, period. So the distraction is what we're looking for. And if someone gets out of position or if someone gets low, that is when we can look to capitalize and secure a free KO. So this is, again, something you need to think about. Most divers do typically just run in repeatedly and just, there's no chill. And it works depending on who you're going against, but it doesn't always work. And that's when players get stuck. So right here, you burned all their stuff. They're trying to, heal themselves. And you keep running deep into the background. Well, what was our goal? What was our goal? It's right there. To distract. Why are we distracting? What did we talk about? We distract so that our team is able to take that fight and use your pressure as an advantage. But if we look at it right now, is our team fighting? No, right? So if our team's not fighting, why are we trying to be a distraction? We're trying to be a distraction because we're not being a distraction. It's a trick question. We're trying to 1v1. But we established at the start of this match that's not happening. You're not 1v1ing anybody. You're looking for a pick, which comes off of your team doing something, or you're looking to distract. So this whole play is actually incorrect in terms of what you're trying to do at this specific moment. Now you're going to get low and have to run away. And your team is going to start fighting without you, and then they can get KO'd. Let's see what happens. So you do get low, you run away, right? Iron Fist is forced to run away. And now the fight's getting ready to take place, and you and Iron Fist are extremely low. And you're not punished for it, as we see. Well, you kind of are, because you just hopped right back in with half HP instead of full HP. You could have been at full HP if we just never took that fight and gotten low in the first place. Also, that makes us suck up the resources from our supports. That makes people have to reposition to try to heal you. It makes people have to focus on you and not what's going to be diving your backline. All this happens because we mistimed. And you don't get punished for it, luckily. But this isn't something that will continuously happen. If you do this type of play 5 times in a match, I guarantee that it'll probably work about twice. And those might seem like good odds, but the higher you go, the more those odds drop until they reach 0. It's just not the correct way to play. So you're running to the back again to try to distract, but look at the fight. What are you realistically pressuring right now? We're just running around. We're running around looking to fight the healers, and that's not how you play dive. That's not how you play dive at a higher level, okay? That's pretty much how you play dive at lower levels. All right, so we pretty much got that understanding with Cap. I'm gonna look back at the chat, and I'm gonna wait for us to swap to the next character. Star-Lord and C&D. We don't want to focus Star-Lord and C&D because they're more mobile, right? There's not really anyone that he can focus and get away with it, so it's not gonna work. Feels like I'm in college for gaming strategies. I take that as a compliment. If you ever, here's a brief way to know if you know how to dive or not. The way you can test yourself if you really understand how and when to dive is if you're the only diver on your team. If you can successfully win matches by being the only diver on your team, you pretty much understand how you play it. In this case, you see how you're running around and then Iron Fist just comes around doing Iron Fist stuff. If you have multiple divers that have no clue what they're doing, it actually still is really effective. When you have one diver that has no clue what they're doing, not saying you don't, I'm just saying in general, no clue what they're doing, then that basically is an ineffective diver. It kind of sucks. That's the way the game is designed, where you can, if there's an overwhelming force of something, it automatically wins. That makes no sense to me. But that is how it's structured. So if you do find yourself in a situation where it's like, well, this game I was doing good and then this game I was doing bad, ask yourself how many divers there were. If there was only one and it was you and it wasn't a good game, it's because you weren't diving properly. It's just a little test. As I said before, we already talked about Cap, so we're going to move forward and see if we can get to the next character. Hey, Lauren, how you doing? Professor Poppin teaching the class. Pretty much. As a reminder, if you guys like your replays review, check that description. I do have a link down there. I'll be trying to do these every week if you guys like it. So if you guys like it, make sure you hit that thumbs up. I wanted it to be a little bit more interactive. I wanted it to be a little bit more, not so quick. You know, if you really want to learn how to get better, having it be a little quicker helps a lot. We're still going to focus on particular points, as I said before. We already touched on Cap. I'm not really tripping anymore. We're going to look for the next character. We discussed what the player wanted to discuss, which was how to dive. You dish it out. I can take it. How you guys doing? You guys have any crazy Halloween plans? Did you guys do anything? What were you guys about? Okay, so it looks like we stayed on Cap this entire round. So we only swapped the next round. Did we lose this round? Is that why we swapped? For those of you that like to swap characters, let me be honest. If you want to climb, don't do that. Well, if you want to climb, don't swap to a bunch of characters. You can only probably play 2 a roll. So don't constantly swap characters. Looks like we're still sitting on Cap. So we're going to continue to go. I think he probably swapped from Cap because the Cap wasn't working eventually. Yeah, that's definitely why he swapped. Okay, so we already know what's happening. We're mistiming our dives. This was, even though we won the first round, oh no, we lost that round, but like, even though we were winning and we were doing a quote-unquote good job, we were able to dissect that we were just diving at the wrong time. You know, we weren't really understanding the flow of the fight. Each fight has different sections of them. You know, there's different parts to a fight. It's not just like, ooh, look at me, I'm angry. Ooh, me too, let's fight. That's not how it works, maybe in low ranks. But as you start climbing, you'll realize there's more setup to a fight. You know what I mean? There's more of a boom, boom, fight, boom, you know, poke a little bit, boom, nothing, fight. It's more systematic in that regard when you start, you know, climbing into higher ranks. So you want to read it that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at this fight that we just had at the start, and we're gonna read it in a way where it looks like the fight is taking place or not. Okay. And we're going to see if we commit to a dive even before the fight takes place, or are we actually timing it correctly? Look how deep we are, and nothing happened. You see my point? So we're playing the game as though it's just I look at you, we fight, and that's not how it works. No matter what role you are, everything has a flow to it, and the higher you go, the faster that flow is, the faster the pace, is. I will say, I think about like I think once you hit gold, you start having it. I think in like bronze and silver, usually it is just we look at each other and let's rumble it out, but it does start to get a little bit slower. And you need to play to it. Because if you do stuff like this, you're going to be out of position. When the real fight starts, you're not ready for it. As you just seen, they're now fighting, but we're jumping around doing nothing. Why? Because we're not paying attention to the fight. And this is something that I, as a captain player, has definitely been through. You just think, well, I'm fast, I can run around, I can move around, I can do whatever I want, right? But you can't. You are still a team player. And before you decide to make your move, you need to look at what your team is actually doing. And this goes for every diver. I just know as a cap player, you're a little bit more not paying attention than the other tanks for obvious reasons. So let's see if we can get to when he swaps. Because I don't want to talk about cap anymore. We already dissected that pretty heavily. All right, now we're playing the thing. So the thing's not really a diver. Well, I guess with the recent changes, he is the diver now, huh? All right. With the thing, he's very straightforward. It's very simple to play this character. What you're going to do is you're going to jump in, punch a little bit, run away. Like stumble yourself away. I forgot the move, but it's where you're unstoppable. So you jump in, boom, 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 unstoppable yourself and run away. Rinse and repeat. It's a very easy strategy, and 90% of the time it works. You never play it like that. That's not what we do. Your goal with this character is to make space. So what the goal from Cap was as a real, because I don't really think the thing is a straight up diver. He can be, but he's not really a diver. He can't get out as quickly, in my opinion. He's more of like a battering ram, if that makes sense. So the job of the thing is to be that battering ram. It's to open up. It's to push them back. It's to make that space just by brute force, not necessarily strategy. And so you want to do that, what I just told you, which was hop in, punch a little bit, and run away. You never do that. Now I know that you have a rocket ult here, but it's still not an excuse. Your cooldowns are way too high to just throw them. You're gonna get KO'd every single time. So with that character, you have to be very, very careful about how you play. You are almost always using your run to get away. Never to go in. Because again, you're not a diver. It's like you're just a battering ram. I play video games for how long? Oh, anything spooky? I'm here to learn dive. I told you I've been Black Panthering. I'm Lord, but I won't put the icon on because I don't feel like I'm Lord level. Is there actually a level? Is that how you guys feel when you guys see Lord icons? Also, what's up, Hollywood? Okay, so you guys ended up winning that round. Congratulations. Oh, no, you guys did win first round, but you guys lost second round because of what we were talking about. All right. Now we're playing Angela. So as I said before, we should never be swapping this much. You can't play that many characters. And it's not an attack on you. You just can't. Nobody can. You're not playing all these characters. And those characters are very different from each other. Cap is way different from the thing, and the thing is way different from Angela. You know what I'm trying to say? It's okay if you're like Pop and I play Strange and I play Magneto, right? I play Iron Fist, I play Black Panther, I play Magic, right? You can kind of see how they're all sort of in the funnel. They just do different things a little bit. You're playing 3 different characters with 3 different strategies, with 3 different play styles. It's not happening. So I suggest that you pick one and stick to that one and then play other characters that kind of follow that path, or else you're just going to be in a bad spot. So again, it's most likely the timing. We just do things without paying attention to our team. I'm not going to go over this because it's just the same thing, just on repeat. How you do this with any diver, look at your team first. Remember, what are your goals as a diver? Your goal as a diver is to do one of these 3 things. Doesn't matter which diver you are, right? Depending on which character you are, it's different. So like with Angela, your main priority is not 1v1ing, correct? Doesn't matter what the lineup is, you're not 1v. That's not just, she don't function that way, right? So each character that dives has a specific thing they want to accomplish more than others. Cap is more of a distraction than he is a 1v1er or a pick offer. I mean, he could do both, don't get me wrong. But like the mindset you should have is I'm probably not going to get KOs. I probably can't 1v1 anybody, but I'm going to hold space and just distract as long as possible. You can do things, but this just helps you understand what your strategy is before you get into the game. So chat, and if you're watching the replay, as like if you're watching the VOD, I want to just kind of be a little bit more interactive so you guys just aren't sitting there doing nothing. If we're talking about Angela, which one of these do you think she's going to prioritize more? Is she looking to distract, so she's trying to keep high up time? Is she just waiting for someone to get low so she could pick them off? Is she looking to straight up 1v1? What is like usually going to be her priority most of the time, unless given the ability to do others? Again, replayers and chatters, if you guys want to, I just want to make you guys think. I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds. Okay, this is kind of a little bit more than 5 seconds, I know, but give me a quick time. All right. Yeah, distract. So you watching the VOD and then you would chat. You guys are both correct if you guys have said distract. She can't really 1v1, regardless of who it is. It's just not her kit. She's very weak in that regard. She can if she lands and, but that's when you're looking for an opening. It's not your primary source. If we were looking for a character that's a diver that likes to 1v1 and that is probably their go-to goal, it's Thor. That is a character that is a diver that wants to look for 1v1s. They're not there to distract. They're not there to wait for openings. They want to fight you, right? They are looking for 1v1s. So this is how you can identify what your strategy is. What is it that my character specifically likes, and I need to play that style? What you're doing with your gameplay is you're playing 3 different characters that have 3 different strategies, that have 3 different play styles, and you're not even playing to any of them, right? The way that we're playing dive is playing dive as in I go for their backline and I get KOs. I'm not getting KOs, I lose match. That is so many divers, and this is why they struggle. It's not just you. Whether it's low rank or high rank. The reason why people that don't understand how to dive can get to high rank is because they play broken characters like Magic, Iron Fist. I know everybody hates me when I say these things, but the Hulk. I mean, the Thing is kind of broken too. I'm trying to think of more, but I can't. But there are good players. I always say this. There's good players that play these characters. But you can get so much further playing these characters until you hit a hard wall. And I mean a hard wall, because it doesn't work anymore. That's the problem, right? You're going to make it to a rank where you can't practice and get better because your skill level isn't there yet. You're here, but the way that the rank you're playing in is here. But because you kind of cheated the system by playing something extremely strong, you have a lot of divers in high ranks that don't understand timing. They don't understand target priority. They don't understand all of this, and you would expect them to. And I'm talking about people in Grandmaster and Celestial. A lot of these people that are considered high ranks, they just don't understand it. This is why I just try to teach it to you guys, even if you guys are bronze, silver, gold, whatever. Because I know that when you get to that rank, you're going to fly past it because you're going to have an edge on everybody. Diving is very strong, but you have to understand why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and like what's your actual game plan. You don't just mindlessly run in there and expect to get things done because you can dive. That's just not how it works unless you're playing specific characters. But again, you will reach a hard wall where it just doesn't work anymore. So I highly recommend for you to pick a specific character, learn that play style, the diver, whichever diver you want, learn that play style, look at your team before you start to do stuff, because that right there is a tall tale. If your team's not fighting, you shouldn't be either. I know sometimes it still happens where you fight and they're not, or they're fighting and you're not. It does happen. But most of the time that you're fighting, you want to make sure that you guys are in sync. Okay. So this replay was specifically for that person that wanted to learn how to dive. We talked about diving. We talked about all of that. Let's move on to the next replay. And the next replay is DPS. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything you guys want to talk about in the chat real quick before I move forward? Remember, if you guys want to sign up for one of your replays to get reviewed on these days, make sure you hit that description box. There's a link down there. You're good to go. The next person that we have, I know this guy. He's a member. Bro, this guy abuses me. I test, if you're listening, bro, you abuse me. All right, let me put this replay code in. I'll re-chat in a second. Let me just put this replay code in. Hopefully this one's not as laggy. I don't know what the other one was going on. Weird. I'm also a Lord Angela. I'm just in the way. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just bother people until they relapse in your eyes. I always said that she's a flying captain. She's a flying Captain America. It's like in low ranks, yeah, you can get away with like staying in longer and fighting longer, but the higher you go, the more punished you're gonna get, and you can't stay in that long. People will know how to aim at that point. All right, so we are going to be watching a one-trick Hawkeye. You guys know I'm not going to talk specifically on character. I like to just discuss the game itself and the role itself. But obviously there is going to be a little bit of you know, the character specifics too. Look at all these shaders, bro. They're slow. Poppin', put your stuff on an SSD. Shut up. I don't even play on computer. Why do I need my stuff on SSD? Relax. Look, the more that it freezes, the more time we have to spend together. Let's be real. All right, as I let this play out, though, while I let the shaders load and things like that, I'm going to read the person's comment. And, yeah. So, we're going to let it kind of just slow go. This person said, my computer is definitely not a toaster. I just don't have this game on an SSD. I felt like we were... Okay, maybe I should. You sound like it's about to start. So this is what this player said. I felt like we were scattered on defense. Our Jeff was in their backline for some reason instead of healing us to start the game. Basic Jeffs. Just ground floor Jeffs, bro. But we were able to build up a reasonable defense and stalled them before they hit third. On offense, it was flowing smoothly, but before we could cap, we became scattered and their Thor started talking to me. Oh yeah, I already watched this one. I watched this one. Okay, I'm gonna pick another one. The reason why I hyper fixated on this one was because he was a member. And as I was reading it, because I did it like over 2 months ago, I just didn't think about it. But now, seeing the replay and everything, I know. So this player was getting targeted by Thor. If you guys want to see this one, I actually did do a replay for that person, and it is on the channel. It's the most recent video. So if that's something that you want to watch, take a peek at that, and you'll be good to go. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Don't worry, Poppin' got backups. Poppin' got backups, bros. Same map. What? This one's pretty general. This one is pretty general. So I don't know if I should read it. It's more about just like talking rather than asking a question. Whoa, Angela, where's your hair at, girl? All right, we're gonna let it load. I just think the game's trying to download the shaders from the patch because I haven't updated PC since 3 months or something. So I think there's just a lot that is trying to download and load at the same time. You guys know that it starts now without actually finishing. So, all right, moving on to the next game. I'm gonna read it anyway, just for context. But like I said, it's not really a question. It's just kind of like an overall general feel. But this is what the person said. This game I was playing, the game I was playing and noticed before the start that the enemy team had a player, which is someone that they were on the previous team and they were toxic. I called them out to my team. He's very tilted, so the pressure. Like, again, it's just pretty much just kind of talking. I made it my job to pressure him when possible, as I knew he'd start throwing, and he did. He tried solo ulting me, etc., etc. And he started complaining, and, again, it's just not really anything of a question. So, reading it, I don't think it feels pretty much anything. So, we're going to be looking at this from a general perspective of just playing DPS in general. All right, so this is kind of a crazy spot to be in for the simple fact that we're just really out of position. If anything happens, we're forced to retreat and take a look at our entire team. It's kind of similar to the last replay that we watched, where we're just not paying attention to the team. Paying attention to your team is the easiest way to win games. What are they doing, and play with them? Sometimes your team is going to play a little bit slower than you. Sometimes they're going to play much quicker than you, and you have to learn to adapt. I personally hate when the team plays quicker because it's not calculated. Like, everybody just they play so fast, and I don't like that personally. I like more of the slow gameplay. I like the more methodical, and we just kind of feel out everybody. Couldn't be me. Which one do you guys prefer? I'm not a fast, even though I play cap, I'm not a fast player. So he comes in here, looks for the squirrel girl, and as he said before, he's typically just focusing this person because they're toxic. He doesn't really have much more of a reason to focus them other than being toxic and just thinking that they're gonna throw. I don't condone that, by the way. You should definitely just play the match as the match should be played. You shouldn't look to be focusing someone who might be triggered or tilted. It's just not going to work, especially at high ranks. I mean, I know in lower ranks maybe it'll work. I say that, and when I say lower ranks, I'm not talking about straight up like gold or silver. When I say lower rank, it's just because I'm a higher rank, so anything lower than me is lower. I'm not saying lower ranks like skillless or anything like that. I just mean lower ranks than me. If you guys have been watching me and you guys have been following me, you guys know pretty much like where I play at, and you guys just know kind of my skill range. So when I say lower, it's not as a disrespectful thing. I just mean like lower than me. And typically speaking, as you start climbing and getting around towards my level, that won't work. You'll just, again, get focused, as you see right here. And most people that are upset don't play worse. They just, they just tilt. I don't know. Most people that I play with, when I can see them being upset, but they don't play worse. So we do get picked off there. As I said before, we're just really out of position. The bad part about this is that now our team is down a player, which means that it's a 5v6. Depending on what rank you're in, you'll get collapsed on very quickly. So a lot of the times when you guys see me play, especially if I'm not at my peak rank, what I'll do when we get a free pick is I'll start moving forward like there's nobody's business. I will rush down. And if you guys have ever played with me, you guys know I tell you guys to do that. I know I don't play with you guys super frequently, but usually when I'm like, we can go, I tell you we can go, and I just move, right? And if you guys don't move, then I'm just like, why? Because we win this. And this is a skill that you need to learn. Doesn't matter what rank you are. It's when you have the advantage. If you take out somebody and it is now a 6v5, push that. There's no way they should win unless they're just better players. Every single time. So as Blade gets picked off there, basically what we're saying is we're down a DPS, push that. Now, I will say that being down a DPS isn't necessarily that bad. Usually the funnel kind of goes like this. So the first one that you do not want out is a support. If you pick off of a support, you're most likely going to win that fight. The next one is a tank. The next one is DPS. Just because one or two DPS get KO'd, it doesn't necessarily mean that these two can't play the game. But if you guys don't have a tank, nobody can play the game. And if you guys don't have a healer, nobody can play the game. You understand what I'm trying to say? So sometimes when you're playing DPS, it might feel like your KOs don't matter, and that's why. Because in the grand scheme of things, for you to stop the cart, push the cart, hold defense, whatever you're trying to do as a tank, the DPS isn't really... They're not really helping you do that. You know what I'm trying to say? They do things, but just not in that sense. And it's the same for support. Like, you should still be able to heal your tank. You should still be able to position properly, etc., etc. So yes, you losing anybody is a problem, and you can get punished for that. But I'm just bringing this up as a DPS because a lot of DPS don't pay attention to that. When you get KO'd as a tank or as a support, it does not matter what rank you're in, you feel like you just let your team down. You start to see the ramifications of not having you as a tank or you as a healer. But as a DPS, this is not something that you realistically pay attention to most of the time. If you start understanding that even though I'm not the super crucial role, right, again, every role is important. I'm not saying it's not. But in terms of being able to survive, the DPS isn't necessarily the most crucial. In that regard, you still need to think about, if I get KO'd, my team gets run over. If they understand how to pressure a 6v5, my team gets run over. So this is a skill that you should learn a lot earlier, is to play your life. Divers typically don't really understand this topic because they just run in, and if they trade, they feel like it's a good thing, and it's not always. So just keep that in mind as a DPS player in general, is that your life matters just as much as everybody else's in the grand scheme of things, and so act like it. Right? There's no way a tank would do what you just did. There's no way a support would do what you just did. The only role that would do that is a DPS player. Make sense? So keep that in mind. When you guys are playing DPS, that's typically how that functions. So now, because you got picked, our team gets run over, rightfully so. Not really much you could do about it. And now you're looking to reposition. I tell this all the time, but if you guys don't know, each part of this, each convoy map, and maybe dominations as well, but each convoy map or convergence, it's strategically made. Obviously, it's pretty, and of course, you guys know it is strategically made in a sense of like there's cover places and things like that, but it's strategically made to house fights. Okay? I'm not going to share with you where those locations are. As you watching the replay or you in chat, how many fights do you think you can have on the first point? I mean, if you watch Pro, they probably talked about it. But how many fights do you think that we can have, like real fights, before they cap the first point? I'll give you guys 5 seconds. Okay. So we have threes, you have about 4 or 5s, 3 or 4. Okay, you guys will be extremely shocked. You only have 2. And that's 2 is lucky. Technically, you really only have 1. If your team can come back in time and reposition in time, you get 2. But most of the time, you're getting 1. And you might be like, why? That makes no sense, Poppin. Well, let's zoom out just a little bit. Remember, these maps are strategically made. And what I mean by that is there's specific spots that are more advantageous to defensive to the defense team and the offense team. As a defense team, you don't want to fight when the offense has the advantage. And as an offense team, you don't want to fight when the defense has the advantage. Obviously, that's going to happen because you're pushing, but that's just something to think about. So how does this work? Well, most of the time, this is what people will see. Fight number 1 takes place here. Fight number 2 takes place here. Fight number 3, probably over there. Fight number 4, probably over here. Fight number 5, maybe over here. The higher rank you go, the less this will happen. If you are someone in like platinum or diamond, you probably realize there's 1 or 2 spots that you just don't fight, right? If you're bronze or silver, maybe gold, you might not realize, you might think all these locations are great. If you are probably Celestial or higher, you understand that there's probably 3. If you are Eternity, you probably understand that there's probably about 1 or 2. 2 if you're lucky. The first fight will be here. The second fight will be here. There's only 2 fights. Now, if your team gets handled, it does not matter. You're losing this whole point. There's nothing you can do. If your team can't hold this point and they have to get pushed back, which does happen, sometimes your team just can't really hold the pressure, and they could probably hold here because, again, the map is strategically designed. You only have 1 fight. So if you know that you only have a limited amount of fights, you know that you should play your life better. If you know that you should play your life better, you should know where you should probably take your fights. Make sense? So obviously that's kind of really, really in depth, and that's not really something I think that you're gonna have to worry about unless you are playing around my rank. But about 2 to 3, I'll say 3 on average is probably a good number. 1 to 2 if you're a high rank, and probably 4 to 5 if you're a very low rank. I bring this up because, as we know, we got KO'd, right? And we're coming back to point. But in order for us to hold this spot, we're going to need both of our tanks to be here. She's here, but Magneto is walking back. Did he just spawn? I think so, yeah? Yeah. So unless he plays Strange, he's not getting back. This means we should give up this point. Because if we get KO'd here, we're staggering even more. Do you see why it's important to learn how many fights there are and if you can actually hold the next fight? We're staggered. It's not like we got pushed back and now we're here. We got staggered because we decided to go for the Squirrel Girl and got KO'd for her, which allowed our entire team to get run over. That ramification really means that you can just straight up get, you can just straight lose fights for it. Now we're forced to fight here, but again, this is not really a good spot to fight, right? We need to be fighting here. Let's see how this plays. Are we able to hold this point? We are able to hold the point. We were able to get back, and we were able to capitalize and get back into our spot. And you look, you can actually see where the fight is taking place. They didn't even push up for some reason. Oh, because Angela like dove back. Bro, Angela sacrificed her life, respect. But they didn't push up. If they would have pushed up to here, there's no way they win this fight. They just hold this and they hold that, and then, they lose. But because Angela decided to just dive bomb, their whole entire team looked at her, and it allowed their team to cover the tracks and push them back into a favorable defensive fight matchup, which would be right here, right? This would be the second fight location. So this was luck. Now, again, I only bring it up because I don't really expect you guys to think that hard, right? You're playing the game to have fun. You're not playing the game to think on that much of a level. But I just wanted you guys to really see as a DPS what chaos you create just because you get picked off, just because you look for a fight that you don't necessarily need to have at that moment. Why couldn't we fight the Squirrel Girl while sitting here, right? Or sitting here and just waiting and then go down. Maybe once they get here. Why? Because we're fighting in the location that our team wants to fight anyway. We're not trying to take the fight way over there. We're fighting where they want to fight. So it's just something to think about. So of course we got a few picks. Blade's allowed to run loose. This is pretty much what I just said. Is usually when you get a pick, you can run the entire team over. That's just pretty much how the game works. So we're good to go. After we win the fight, what is our job? I say this in replays all the time. And if I've coached you, I said it as well. I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds. Chat, or if you're watching the replay, I'm going to give you 5 seconds as well. What do we do after we win the fight? So we won the fight here, right? After we got pushed back. What do we do now? I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds. All right, we have set up defense in chat. Not necessarily a bad choice because it is viable, but think about it. When you're playing convoy and you're on defense, what is the enemy's job? To push the cart. What keeps them from pushing the cart? Your team. Is the cart the reason they can push, or is your team getting out the way the reason they can push? If that's the case, we should go back to where the fight number 1 is at, which should be here, and make them do that entire thing all over again. It took them, well, it was a lot shorter because, Blade got KO'd. But we start off with 4 minutes. It took them almost 2 minutes to get to that spot. If we do that again, that's almost another 2 minutes to get right back to that spot. We always try to go back to the next fight every time that we win. Just like if you're playing defense and they push you to the next fight, you retake it. It's like territory. There's like, I don't know what the game it is, but it's where you capture the territory and then you move forward. It's pretty much like that. So that's pretty much what you're doing. Well, that's what you mean when you said set up defense. Yeah, you definitely want to go forward and go back to that next fight. There's a question from the Angela point of view. Is that sacrificing she did a good play? No, that was definitely a Hail Mary. Respect, but it was a Hail Mary. I don't think it should have worked. I find I trade my life for a stall frequently, and I never know it's all the way the right play. If you know what's going to work in your favor, do it. That was random. She just said, we're all standing there, right? Let me try to shove someone out. That had nothing to do with her idea of making sure that our team can play the game. So that was a coin flip Hail Mary play for sure. For sure. Okay, so we did retake the first fight. Beautiful. This is something that we talked about because I've coached this player before. You better take back the freaking area with that troll squirrel girl play. Okay. Oh, he trolls again. He gets picked off. I didn't coach him. Who's that guy? I don't know. So pretty much the same exact thing happened again, right? We get picked off, and now our team could technically just get run over. Do they pressure? No. Why? The rank's not high enough. And I know some of you guys that might not even be really high rank. You guys understand what it means. If you play a dive character like Hulk, or if you play Angela's a really good example. If you play a character that has a go switch where they could just instantly go if they really want to, you guys know once you have that advantage, there's no stalling. I'm going, right? Now, this is something you learn because you play a character that teaches it to you. This is not something that you learn just because you just learned it. It's because the character tells you that you have the ability to do it. And as you practice, it subconsciously gets into your tool belt of like, okay, I go when I go, right? The higher you get, everybody does that. It does not matter who they're playing because they understand which side has the advantage. Here, look how long they stalled. Like, was Blade able to get back? He was. Blade was able to get back to the fight. And the enemy team did nothing with the 10 seconds that Blade was off the map and the 10 to 20 seconds it took for this guy to get back to the map. So you guys can see when I say that the DPS getting KO'd doesn't necessarily lead to anything dangerous if the healers and the tanks know how to play the game. That being said, it really goes to show how much caution to the wind that role throws when people play it. I really want you guys as a DPS player to understand that just KOing yourself just because, even though it doesn't drastically ruin your match, it's reducing your chance to carry your matches. A lot of DPS players come to me and it's like, Poppin, I do this, Poppin, I do that, and I can't win, I can't do it. And I look at the replay and it looks like this. You are taking yourself off the map for 10 seconds, plus the 10 to 20 seconds it takes to get back, depending on which character you are. Unless you're Spider-Man. But minimum, it's 10 seconds off the field. Let me ask you this. No matter what character you are, how long does it take for you to KO a target? General funnel question. Whatever character you love to play, can you KO a target if it's in the right circumstance? Can you KO a target in less than 10 seconds? Yes or no? For, I believe, not even 99% of the roster, I think 100% of the roster can KO a target in 10 seconds. I'm trying to think if there's any that can't. Nah, I'm pretty sure that every single character can. So this means that if you're off the map for 10 seconds and one of your teammates does something stupid, guess what? They're off the map for 10 seconds. And then what happens if someone else? That's an additional 10 seconds. So now we're down 30 seconds minimum, and that's not even counting the travel time it takes to get back to the point. That stemmed off of one decision, and that was from the DPS. So although it might seem like everything that we just talked about is all circumstantial, everything that we just talked about is all hypothetical. It's not. That type of thing will lead to ramifications that will cost you a game. But you think it's your team. You think it's your healers. You think it's your tank. No. If you get KO'd and you decide to stagger, that can add on seconds, on seconds, on seconds, on seconds. And the lower rank you go, the less people decide to group. You have people still running in. And if you have divers on your team, good luck, because there's no chill. I play divers. And let me tell you, even if someone gets picked off, part of my brain, depending on if I want to listen to it or not, part of my brain is like, they got picked off, but like, does that really concern you? And I'll continue to do what I do. And guess what? I get extremely low or I get picked off too. Because of that one decision from somebody else. Is it my fault? Yes. But it just goes to show, even a player that is more trained to understand what's going to happen if you start staggering, I still am human. I still make mistakes. And so what does that say about someone that's in a rank lower than mine, or someone that doesn't understand how staggering works? So the best way to carry as DPS is to always remain active. Always have uptime. You should never be off the map if you can help it. Understand where the fights are going to take place and take your fights around the area. Do not go in random locations to take the fight. If the fight is here, we should not be fighting way over there. If the fight is here, we should not be fighting way over there. Right? You need to keep it in the location. Now, if there are moments where you see someone is pickable and you just get them in a few hits, okay, cool. But that's not your general tactic. It's better that you just wait. So that way your team can play that fight with you at the same exact time. I'm not going to keep going through this one, though, because this is a very long replay, and we want to move on to the next one, which is going to be healer. We need a POV of the Angela. I already exited the replay. You know what? I could have went back and at least watched that one play from her. Yeah, I'm lagging because I'm preloading shaders. It's been so long since I booted this up on PC. So that's why I'm lagging. I was like, I don't usually lag at all. What's going on? All right, I'm a Bucky main and a Hawkeye main. Yeah, like being off the map reduces your chance to carry with all roles, but like DPS is way more important, especially when you start to get to an area where people aren't out of position as much and you're window based. Like you can only really do something in a certain window, but if you're KO'd, how do you do it? Or you just miss your chance because you just got KO'd. It's very important to remain active. It's the easiest way to carry as DPS. The easiest way. Healer? Bathroom break, everyone. That's funny. Yeah, this is a healer one. Who are we looking at? Remember, if you guys want your replays reviewed, check the description. There is a link, and you guys can post your replay on that community post. I spy Hulk. That's funny. Okay, this person says, this might be applicable to DPS as well, to be honest. This one says, their peak was GM, but this is a platinum game. They said that I felt that I was getting picked off by the enemy tank, not able to get enough help. Would like some help to see if I really need to rely on my teams by comms for help, or there is something I can do. Well, if you guys watch me, you guys know I don't use comms. Doesn't matter what platform I play on, I'm just not a big comms guy, so I don't use them. I don't even have chat on. So, no, you don't really need comms, but you need awareness. what comms helps players with is awareness. If they don't have good awareness, comms is kind of like a cheat way to climb because you don't really need to pay too much attention to people that are calling things out for you. If you don't want to use comms, your awareness is going to have to be on 10. Like you're going to have some great awareness, and that is going to be what separates someone who's getting dove repeatedly versus someone who's not. Granted, you can't always do anything about it, right? Like it's not always your fault if you get KO'd as a healer or as any character. If you get dove, you get dove. There's nothing you can really do about it. But you said you got dove by the enemy tank, so did they swap? I would assume, because if you get dove by a Magneto or a Strange, that's a little strange. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they swapped. I'm gonna just kind of fast forward this one until we get to that point. It's gonna be a little laggy, but that's only mainly because, again, it's downloading the shaders. I actually turned this on like an hour or two before, but I didn't open the game, so it wasn't downloading the shaders. But we're just gonna kind of let it go until they start getting dove. If I'm tanking, I want my space back. I push back up. Pretty much, yeah. Set up at previous fight point. Yeah, Puka. You set up at the previous fight point every single time. Because you want them to have to go through that annoying fight again, right? Because if everything has 2 fights or 3 fights or whatever, they have to fight you and win. If you go back to that spot, they have to fight you twice instead of once. You know what I mean? You're gaining back what you lost. I'm a tank main trying to learn DPS. I picked up Magic because I like her brawl dive ability, but unsure if I should learn another hero like her, if she's bad, or a diff playstyle like a poke. Magic. I hate that character. I feel like when everybody brings up Magic, I just always say I hate that character just leading off. It doesn't even matter the question. Hey, Poppin, I want to learn. I want to get better at Magic, bro. I hate Magic. Okay, but that wasn't what. Yeah, but you just have to know that I hate that character. Okay, let me actually try to give some advice here. So, the problem with Magic is that most Magic players get away with so much that they don't learn what they need to learn by the time they get to a specific rank, and they struggle. So if you're going to play Magic, I would say that really time your engages. I don't think you need to learn how to play a poke character because it doesn't really matter. Magic is just one of those characters that are really strong. There's certain characters in all games where the better you are, or the worse the enemy team is, the more success you'll have. Magic is one of those characters. So if you focus on just improving at Magic, you actually don't need to swap that often. Dive characters, in my opinion, still run the game. Except like Cap. Cap is buns, bro. I think Angela's kind of buns too. I know I have a few people that watch me that play Angela, or they're Angela mains. But like realistically, y'all know Angela's kind of buns. Like the higher you go up, the less she works because she's so straightforward, and it's similar to Cap. Like he just stops working eventually, and it's like I just can't play Cap, I guess. Bro, my set was dope. Yeah, I think things can be fun, but you know, why are the tanks not swapping? Hello? Waiting for them to get dove. That map, by the way, that we were just looking at is so hard to heal on. I don't know if anybody's ever healed on that map, but that is one of the hardest maps to heal on, bro. Like, it's actually so painful. It is so painful. I cannot stand healing on that map. No matter what character it's just such a weird design. And like the steps that go up to the middle, like it's so bad. It's not my favorite healing map at all. I'm still waiting for them to get dove. Who are they getting dove by? How many times did they get KO'd so far? 3? Am I crazy? I don't recall them getting dove. Everything was just kind of like mispositioned. Let me go a little bit further. Maybe they swap. I just don't want to watch the whole replay. We don't have to, especially if I'm not talking about anything. I just want to kind of keep the lesson core and central. I don't want to keep bouncing around through different topics through the replay because it just gets confusing for everybody. They still haven't swapped. Huh? Yeah, they only have one tank, so I'm curious. They said tank, right? I was getting picked off by the enemy tank, not able to get enough help. Yeah. Are you on the right Luna? Yeah, I'm on the right Luna. They KO'd 7 times. Everything was just positioning, though. They weren't getting dove. Maybe it's one of those perceptions versus reality. Sometimes in the game, you feel something's happening one way, and then you look at it, and it's like it's not happening the way you thought it was at all. It's possible. But we're going to check. If not, then we'll just go over their deaths or their KOs. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything's happening other than just mispositioning. I don't see any dives. It could be the wrong game, possibly. I think more context would have helped a little bit. Yeah, we'll watch it from this one because this is when they lost the round. So we'll watch it from the second one. It's the right Luna. They put their name. I guess it's just perception versus reality. But we're gonna just watch it from here. And we're gonna see what's happening. It just looked like position errors more than getting dove. But we'll see. Okay, so first things first, I know Luna does damage, and I know that, you know, it's always nice to do damage. But just remember, and I'm not saying in this particular play, I'm just saying in general, for those of you that play supports that do damage, your main priority is healing. Okay? I know that might not be what you want to hear, but it's true. Now, for the heal bot support players, you're like, obviously. And the heal bot players generally don't climb that far, unless they're playing Rocket. But you don't want to heal bot. So if anybody's like, heal botting is how you climb a support, you don't want to do that, because you won't climb very far unless you're getting carried by some friends. That being said, you're not going to climb very far doing damage all the time. So I just want to get this out the way that your main priority is going to be healing. And then after everyone is okay, you can do damage. In this instance, that's what this player is doing, which is perfectly fine. I just wanted to get that point out the way if any healers struggled with that concept. Okay, that guy gets ulted and picked off, not your problem. He is KO'd. There's nothing you can do here. Focus on this. As a healer, you have to really focus on what you can and can't do. You're not a Superman. It's kind of weird. I can't even say you're not a superhero because you technically are. Everyone it technically is. You're not. I'm gonna go with it because I have nothing else in my head right now. You're not Superman, right? You can't save everybody. Not your problem. Everybody's in this rank because they deserve to be. And the only ones getting out are the ones that deserve to get out. This guy got caught. Focus on your team and try to get a pick to exchange his pick because you're not saving that guy. You see how you tried and he's KO'd anyway? That guy was done. There's no world where anybody that gets strange ulted solo like that is surviving. No world. Unless they're a tank. But I don't know why you would ult a tank. What this does is it pulls you out of position. What this does is it means that it takes your attention away from your team. What this does is it means that you miss the opportunity to exchange KOs. This is why playing support, damage supports are kind of nice, because you can exchange mistakes. If he gets picked off, maybe you're able to pick off someone else on their team at the same exact time, and it leads to a 5v5, right? That's what you're looking for when you do damage. So you do have to flip-flop between the damage dealer and the healer, but you're not an ambulance. If someone is bad, someone is bad. If someone is making the wrong call, someone's making the wrong call. If someone gets picked, someone got picked. Nothing you can do about that. You need to focus on what you can do, and that is to try to get a pick on somebody else. Instead of turning around, were we able to get a pick on anybody? Let's see. So let's say that happened and you're not focused on it. Like, bro, you're cooked. Is there anybody we can look at? Look at this guy. 2 icicles. As long as one smacks him in the head, he's done. You trade a DPS for 1 healer. And the bright side is you guys have 3. So it would be a 5v5 and you would still possibly win this fight. You're looking for the exchange. Nothing you can do. This guy actually gets the ult because he didn't get taken out. And you get run down. Why? Because you mispositioned. Even if, let's just say you wanted to help this guy, go the safe route. So if that happens, you're still on the map. Just like what we talked about with DPS, the way that you're able to carry your games, it doesn't matter which role, but it's way more crucial for DPS. But the way you carry your game is being active. The uptime that you have on the map is the most important thing. Because you're down means that you can miss a fight. Why is Jeff getting thrown off the map? What? Is he trolling? I kind of want to watch it. What just happened? Did he eat somebody? Surely. Don't tell me. Okay, so we get back on the map. Okay. And again, our goal is to exchange if someone gets picked. It's always Jeff. It is, dude. I hate that character. Okay, now we're healing. Perfect. We don't need to start clapping. You want to save that ability. Right? Now we start clapping. Again, don't really need to. Not getting any real value out of this. If you're a Luna main, anybody that's watching this, I highly recommend checking out that top 500 replay that I did. That was a Luna player that I coached, and they were able to reach top 500. We talked about a lot of the things, a lot of the importance of using your abilities properly, and I recommend any Luna player to check that out. Very informative in terms of your ability usage. Very informative. I like that you're looking to heal more than do damage. This is perfect. This is literally textbook. Do not ult. I know you're feeling it. I know you trying to dance, but you gotta look at the situation. Is my team really in danger? And if they are, is ulting going to save them? If the only one there is Bucky, Rocket, and Luna, there's not a realistic chance that one character, Bucky, is able to take out 2. You could say, oh, but Rocket does so much damage. Shut up. No, he doesn't. Okay. He's not taking anybody out either. The heals are enough, so we shouldn't see you ult. Perfect. Beautiful. I don't know why we hopped forward, though. That was a little scary, but this is beautiful. I love it. You didn't ult. You didn't have to. Someone watches my content. Wait a second. Hold up. No, they don't. What happened? Why did we do this? Why did we do this? What proc that? What was the point? Is it because of Jeff? Yeah, it was. Okay. Same thing. You're not an ambulance. Okay? These guys can play for themselves. If they want to make these decisions, they make these decisions. It is not on you to sacrifice your cooldown usage or your ultimates to save something that just isn't really your business. If we held our ult here, we could use it for a way better fight. You could have actually done damage and just taken out that guy. Your team was already also winning this fight before you ulted, right? So now we're going to be in a situation where the next fight that we have, you're not going to have your ultimate. Why? Because we wasted it. Why do we waste it? Same exact reason. We're trying to be an ambulance. I think the reason you're not necessarily a bad player at all. I think you're doing a really good job. There's a couple of tweaks here and there that would help you. But for the most part, I think a lot of your KOs are just due to you trying to save people. And honestly, that's one of the worst kinds because you never really improve. If you're constantly looking to save people, then how do you get better? You're just always out of position for someone else. You know what I mean? Kind of like that. So what I want you to do is I want you to worry about yourself, because when you worry about yourself, you're often in better positions. And you're not in a situation where you're overextending. You're not in a situation where you're getting collateral damaged, and you're able to really play the fight the way it's supposed to be played. You're also not wasting ultimates or abilities. You know what I mean? So we're going to watch the rest of this round just to see how it plays out. But for the most part, that's what's going on here. I would have just got KO'd there. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, you guys won the fight. Yeah, I wouldn't even have ulted. I just wouldn't have ulted because I already knew, like, we got clapped. But now we're in the same situation where we don't have ult, but that was because of us. We were just out of position. You weren't out of position for any wrong reason, by the way. Just because I say you're out of position doesn't mean you're always in the wrong. I think you were in the right spot and he just happened to show up and you didn't know, right? So that wasn't on you. That just happens sometimes. What are you going to do about it? Okay, stay in a safe spot like usual. Beautiful. Portal comes in. Run. No reason to even stand there. Don't try to fight. Don't run. Reposition. If their team's coming out of there, then you know that's where they're going to start. Maybe come up here. Maybe come over here. Whatever you need to do, but you can't be there. You stay there, you get KO'd for it. Why? I don't really know why you did that one. That one, I'm not really sure what your thought process was. The other times, I do. But this one was just kind of like, I don't know what that one was. Maybe you just wanted to put some damage on him. The Jeff? Oh, wow. That actually did something. The guy's a man. The guy's a beast. How do you guys lose this round? What? Run. Perfect. Don't try to heal. Just get in cover. You can't heal these guys, especially through a Punisher ult. Come on. Come on. Save your life. Beautiful. Okay, you're in cover. You're in cover. Good, 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 good. You scared me. You scared me. Nice, nice, nice. Good freeze, but we walked forward again for some... You gotta run more. I think you feel like you really have to just stay active the entire time, even when you're in danger, whether it's to do damage or heal, and you just disregard your life for that reason. Those are the two reasons I think that's causing you to get KO'd randomly, because these guys really aren't doing anything. You don't need help at all. You're putting yourself in the position to be KO'd. It is not really anybody else's fault. So, if I were to say anything, you're not an ambulance, so don't try to be one. If someone's in trouble, if someone gets picked, if something like that happens, and you can help, but don't try to help. It's kind of hard because I can't really teach you this. This is just something you need to know. Can you really help someone or not? Right? And you need to learn when you can and can't. That person got solo strange ulted. That person's getting KO'd. The other thing is you need to play your life more than playing damage or healing. And what I mean by that is we're valuing trying to output numbers instead of being safe and then doing it later. If you run away for 2 seconds, you can fight again after those 2 seconds. If you get KO'd for 10 seconds, you can't fight again for about 20 to 30. You see what I mean? I'd rather you just not do anything for 2 to 3 seconds than not do anything for 20 to 30 any day of the week. So just kind of keep that in mind as you play. Okay? Those are the two things that I think you should work on. Other than that, though, gameplay's pretty solid. I like it. I like it. Other than that. Okay, so we got through 3 replays in the span of an hour and 30 minutes. Bro, we're cooking. We're cooking. What's up, Gino? Hello, hello. Good to see you. How are you doing today or this evening? Anybody have any questions about those replays or anything like that, by the way? Anything that I didn't answer for you guys that you guys may have? If not, the plan was to pull a replay from the chat. So, if any of you guys have a replay you would like me to go over, just put in the chat. I guess Gino, I seen that you wrote on the list for your replay. If you would like to submit another one, because we can just save that for next week. If I do it next week, you can submit another one. But if you guys don't want to go over replay, I'm fine with that too. Shoot, let me know. What's the plan, Stan? Probably my most recent ranked game, if it exists. Get off Angela, bro. Get off Angela. Hey, Pop, any way to squeeze in my replay? Yeah, if you want to put another one, whether it be in this chat or the next chat, or this chat or the community post for next week, it's fine. All right, how bad do you want your replay done, Pook? If Pook doesn't care, then I'll just do yours. But if Pook does care, I'll put you guys in a raffle, and we'll see who gets picked. It is up to Puka, the Pookanator. Again, you guys, for those of you that are watching the replay, or if you are watching now, you would like your game reviewed next week, make sure you click that link in the description, go to that community post, and just list your game, and we will review it next week. I'll try to have this be a weekly thing if you guys enjoy it. I can wait just for future Angela. Okay. Then I'll grab it. I play the thing and I'm hard stuck diamond. I want to know why I keep losing and what I can do to have more impact as a tank main. Proper way to peel. Well, from that statement, I'm gonna grab the game right now. From that statement alone, you got to be careful. Been coaching games for a long time. And that statement kind of comes off as like, you know, I'm doing the best that I can and my team's not living up to what I need. How can I win? You know? And if I'm putting words in your mouth, obviously, let me know. But just the statement itself speaks that way. And you have to remember, sometimes you're not doing all that you need to do. So, be in a learning mindset. Always understand there's something that you could improve on, but it doesn't necessarily mean that just because you improve on it, you'll win. You know, some games you're taking L's. I don't care who you are. Some games you're just taking L's. So you gotta look at it in both those two lights. What's up, Victor? No problem. I haven't bothered to rank recently at all. Too many throwers. Does that seem worth it? I haven't played ranked. I think I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna try to play some before the end of the season. I thought about playing some today if I have time and I'm not tired. But I don't know. Has there been many trolls? Have you guys been seeing trolls? What rank are we talking about? What rank are we talking about with the throwers? I've only been playing quick play. because these supports been getting on my last. Bro, I need to make sure that this game is updated whenever I do these, because this is unacceptable. If you're playing just Thing, that alone could wait. No way. No way. Dude, the Thing, I actually used the Thing I think last season to climb quite a few ranks. My win rate was extremely high. This character is broken. I just don't play him that much anymore. Shut up, Lauren. All right, how about that? Imagine just not using PC at all. Huh? It's just frustrating. I know I can improve. However, I feel like my teammates aren't much better at times. I want to learn how to be more impactful. Yeah, I think a mindset you don't want to get into, and I'm not saying it's yours, but a lot of people get into that mindset of like, I'd win if my teammates were better. But basically what they're saying is I'd win if my teammates carried me. And obviously, you're not going to win that many games if that's what you're thinking. Because if you're a diamond player, just like, we're going to use your rank. If you're a diamond player and you're banking on your teams to be good enough to win, they're a diamond for a reason. You're not going to reach Grandmaster anytime soon. You know what I mean? So you need to be playing like a Grandmaster player to get to Grandmaster. This goes for every rank. If you're a silver player, you need to play like a gold. If you're a gold player, you need to play like a platinum. Like, you're not climbing until you play like the rank above. So we'll see what's going on, and we'll see if we can help. You do have to also remember that some players just can't get to the rank that they want to sometimes. I'm not saying you can't get there eventually, like as you learn, but some players do have a hard cap, and there's usually a mental block there. And if they have that mental block, it's usually enough to prevent them from climbing. So I'll say this. Never form a block in your head. And what I mean by that is never think it's your teammate's fault. Never think that you're not good enough. Never think that you can't learn anything. Never think that you already learned everything and it's not working. You're blocking yourself. There was a person that I coached in League of Legends where she was 70 years old. Okay? 70, 69, something like that. And her excuse for not climbing to gold when she was iron, because she was iron. So it goes iron, bronze, silver, gold. Her excuse for being bronze, well, iron, I'm sorry. Her excuse was that I'm too old. I'm too old and I just can't keep up with these younger, these younger players. And after a few weeks to a month, maybe a couple months, she ended up reaching gold. She duoed a little bit, but it was like 20% in her games. And she only did it because it was a friend in real life. I think it was her friend's son. So she would play with him. But once I got her past that mental block, she hit gold. Does that mean she could hit challenger? Probably not, right? Like, there's a lot of things there. But I'm not going to lie to somebody. If I think you can hit a rank, you can hit a rank. Moral of the story is that you create blocks in your head to prevent you from climbing, right? If you really want to climb, you need to do what's necessary to do it. In her instance, she's not strong mechanically. Obviously, she's 70 years old. But she's very smart. And we use that to her advantage. So what is your advantage? Right? Don't block yourself. So we're going to check it out and we're going to see. I feel the game needs an overhaul so much, sustain and stalling. I think they need to just tone down all ults to like 6 seconds so there's more of a natural fight instead of just spam ults. It depends. I know you're a Spider-Man player, so your gameplay's all over the place. But I mean, I don't like healing as much as the next guy, let me be honest. But I will say that games like this are typically ultimate dependent. I don't like how strong the support ultimates are. Again, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying that you can turn the tide with your own ultimate. So you're not necessarily just always waiting for the healers to use theirs, depending on which character you are. You're just waiting to play off your own ultimate or maybe your teammate's ultimate and then you pop your ultimate, whatever. It's as you climb, it is a very ultimate based game. There's not much happening unless someone pops their ult. But that really goes for all games that are hero based because that's their gimmick, right? It's just having ultimates. So I'm just waiting for the shaders to load. As I said before, I haven't updated this game in about 2 to 3 months, so I do apologize. As the game loads up, it's going to be loading its stuff. I could have just gone on my PlayStation, though, and just called it a day, especially if I planned to play any games. But I didn't feel like it. All right, so we're playing the thing, and our main goal is just to create space. You know, the cool part about it is they have 2 divers, so we don't really have to do anything. You were saying that you need to peel, but realistically, the reason why you would peel shouldn't be because my team is getting KO'd. It should be for a specific reason. The cool part is you have a Thor. The thing and Thor together is a dangerous combination on offense. So, welcome back, Cameron. Welcome back, welcome back. Pretty much as a thing, especially on offense, all you're gonna do is the simple 1, 2, 3. So, first things first, jump in with your jump, obviously. Punch a little bit, right? And then turn around and run away. 1, 2, 3. Jump in, punch a little bit, turn around and run away. You're not looking for KOs. You're looking to jump into the back line. This is going to cause everybody to look at you and turn around. And then you're going to run away. Rinse and repeat. Now you have to time it with the cart, because obviously if you do it right now and they back up and you run away, the cart didn't go anywhere, right? So you do need to time it. But this is going to be how you break open the defense. So you jump in. You can go this way if you want. You can go this way. You can just run all the way back if you want. Whatever. The goal is just to get out with your run. Let's see how it works. So we jump in, punch a little bit, and we do kind of run away, but you're not playing right. Do you use comms? And I say you're not playing right, not like you're bad or anything. That's not what I mean. Just for this particular fight, you're not playing the fight correctly. But I want to know if you're on comms, if you're playing with a friend, like what's the context to this match? Or is it just you and you're not really chatting? Because if it's just you, we're not playing the fight properly. If you're on comms, you're still not playing it properly, but it just makes more sense on why you're playing like that. But basically what you're doing is you're playing very, very passively. It's like you're playing like you're supposed to be the protector of your team, and that's not what a tank does. It might sound like that in theory because usually tanks are like that, but realistically, your job is not to sit there and just protect them forever. That's not what you do. So this whole entire time, that's what we see. Here, we went really far back, but it doesn't matter. Here, we should have jumped on that back line. The fact that your Iron Fist is here and your Blade is here, what does this mean for the enemy team? Where is their focus? Huh? If we jump into where they're focusing, what are we accomplishing? What we're doing is basically saying, hey, let me fight with you. We're buddies. Bro, you don't know these guys. Or non-bro. You could be a sis. You don't know these guys. Forget them. Unless you do. But you said solo no comp, so you don't know these guys. Never seen them again. They're gonna stay stuck. You're not here to make friends. Unless that's your goal. But you're not here to make friends. You're not here to get duo partners. You're here to leave this rank, right? If the focus is already on some shenanigans, where is the focus should you hop onto her or to her? Question. What do you guys think, whether you're watching the replay or you're in chat, what do you guys think is going to happen? If the thing jumps to the back, we're going to say A. So if the thing jumps to the back, are these 3 players A, going to sit here and continue to fight and let the thing run wild? Or B, is the team going to just say, forget you guys. I'm going to go to the back and help my team? A or B? Which one do you guys think? I'm gonna give it 5 seconds. All right. It's a trick question. You don't know which one they're gonna do, but both answers are correct. How? Because if you jump to the back and they focus you, you're allowing the cart to push forward and your team to push forward, and you run away. If they don't focus you, you get 2 free KOs because ain't no 2 healers taking out a thing by themselves. No, at all. That character is dumb. Either way, it's a win-win situation, and for some reason, we chose option C. That wasn't even part of the test. We didn't even have it on the test, man. You studied for the wrong exam. You see what I'm trying to say? So already coming out the gate, we're not playing like we want to win. We're playing like we want to support our team. You have to keep in mind that the rank that you're in is not the rank that you belong if you want to climb. The rank that you're in is the rank that you're passing. There is no reason for you to play like these guys if you don't want to be here. You know what I mean? So either way, it's a win-win situation, yet we decide to hop onto our teammates. So now you can see why I said we're playing this fight wrong, right? Because we don't accomplish anything. Everything that you do, you want to try to accomplish something. Anything. But we're just here. Okay. We're kind of fighting without our team, but it's fine. Same thing. Hop on that back line. Let's see what happens. Nope. We slam the ground to try to... It's hard because you're not accomplishing anything. Like the thing when I look at replays or I coach, I'm not in the mindset of like, you're wrong, you don't know what you're doing, etc., etc. No. I really want to understand what you're talking or like what you're trying to do, because then that means that if whatever you're thinking about makes sense, then clearly it's right with how you're thinking. I don't know what you're doing. And if I don't know what you're doing, I'm going to assume what you're trying to do just doesn't make much sense logically. That sounds really bad now that I hear myself saying it. But y'all know me. I don't really sugarcoat when I do stuff. I want you guys to know. Like, I don't know what you're doing. I can't read it. Right? Like, what are you accomplishing here other than just being in the fight? Right? I'm not crazy, right? There's nothing being accomplished at this point. We've been in this match for almost a minute and nothing was accomplished by you. So you could see how I said, based off your response, based off how you staged your replay review, you mental blocked yourself. You made it seem like you're playing well enough to climb, but your teammates just aren't up to snuff yet. You're not playing well enough to climb. It's not that you're bad, but it's just there's specific things you're missing and you don't deserve to get there yet, right? Right? It doesn't matter what you do in life, period. If you try to graduate to the next level, you're not getting there unless you understand what you need to know to get to that next level. It's the same for this. You're not going to get out of Diamond if you don't understand how to get to Grandmaster. You need to make sure that everything that you're doing has a reason behind it and it actually has an effect to help change the match outcome. We just sat there punching, but it doesn't do anything. Even right now, you're going really, really deep, but for what? What's the objective? To push the cart. If the cart's there, my friend, what are we doing way over there? Right? You could be like, Poppin', I'm just trying to gain space for my team. You know, that's the point. If I go back here, I push, okay? So let's just say you gained all this space. Right? Cool. Who's occupying it? Right? Now, what are you going to do? Run away. Because you're going to get back to your team. Who's going to occupy the space that you just got for your team? the enemy team. What did you accomplish? So we need to really hone in on every play that we make. We need to accomplish something because we're just playing the game right now. Who did you use to climb in general? Like what was your most played character? Who did you use to climb this far? I don't have your account pulled up, so I wouldn't know. But if you could just let me know in the chat, like who did you use to climb as high as you climbed? Not saying you don't belong or anything like that. This is not a negative question. I'm just curious in terms of which character you used. Here, punching the front again. And I know this seems like, well, I'm punching the front to push them back. It doesn't do as much as you think because they're getting healed. So you could do this until you get your cooldowns back, but you should be hopping to that back line again. Or if you really want to, just run through and go in here. That way you still have your cooldowns and then you just, you're trying to bulldoze them. You're a battering ram when you play this character. That's pretty much what you're trying to do. Okay, we're hopping onto that back now. Beautiful. Do we accomplish stuff? Yes. What do we actually accomplish here, though? We're going for trades. You probably see it as like they're out of position. But even if they're out of position, that doesn't necessarily mean you're accomplishing much if your team's getting run over. But in this instance, you're able to take out a couple as your team's getting taken out, so you're trading. If you can identify when's the right time to trade, you'll be well on your way. That was perfect. I love that. You see how you went in, you got out, you created space. Beautiful. Beautiful. But I noticed that play that you just made was actually off of someone else's play, not your own. But it was still the right concept. So I think that was great. I used the main thing and I climbed to Grandmaster a couple of seasons ago with the thing. How broken was the thing back then? I don't think the thing was that great until he got his jump. I'm trying to think. I guess to be fair, Grandmaster now is different from Grandmaster back then. You have to play better to get there now than you did have to before. Not discrediting your climb at all. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying some of the stuff that probably worked back then doesn't work now. But that's because the ranks are getting diluted, basically. And all the ranks are shifting. Every reset, the ranks just kind of shift. So you're kind of where you're supposed to be, I guess. If that makes sense. I mean, even if it's a bad game, I don't really focus too much on like what you do poorly. I focus on the habits. So this is a habit that you probably have throughout every game that you play. It's just trying to accomplish something. Like I said, you're very good at capitalizing on someone else's play. But when it comes to you making something happen for your team, that's where we're falling short on. So it's not you having a bad game. It's just how you play the game, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, if you see it multiple times throughout a match, generally you can pick up on that something that's probably a habit of that player. I have habits too. And if your brain is kind of trained to spot those habits, you can always tell somebody what their habits are. But that's also why I don't really think that a person's doing anything wrong or right. I just look at what habits we have and see if it's hindering our performance somehow. Every play that you made and you capitalized on, you did really well. And that would actually explain how you're able to climb. If players are actually doing things. And a couple of seasons ago, wasn't it a really, really dive-heavy player? Or not dive-heavy player, I'm sorry. Dive-heavy season. So that would make sense on why you performed really well if you're very good on capitalizing, but just not making the plays yourself. You know what I mean? If someone's always doing something for you, you could just capitalize as the thing. That's what he does. But the real thing that would separate an average player from a great player is being able to spot opportunities yourself and then capitalize on them yourself. This is what we were talking about before, where you could have done something other than support your team. But again, that's not really how you play. We'll see though. We'll keep it going, and we'll see if that habit continues. Because if that is what's going on, that's why you're having a hard time climbing. Okay, right there, we're just going off of the Iron Fist. Okay, going back to your team. Going with the Thor. Going with the Iron Fist. Yeah, that is pretty much what's happening. And the hard part about this is because every single play you're going off of is not your play, it's someone else's. It makes sense on why you're having a hard time trying to improve, because you don't really know what you need to do. If I'm always going on someone else's decision, then I don't really know how to change that, because it wasn't my choice. I just thought I should go and assist with the play. But if they are bad players, you're assisting with bad plays. If they're good players, you're assisting with good plays. That's just a coin flip play style. And if you have a coin flip play style, you're going to see very inconsistent climbing. There's an example here. This is actually a really good example. It's the same situation. You're going in deep for what? The cart is the objective. You're going in deep because someone else is in there deep. That's your habit. That's it. If you fix this, you're going to realize how much easier it is to win. It's not like you're doing anything wrong. It's just when your team sucks, how do you play the game? Like, realistically, how do you play the game if your team sucks? If that's your play style? You can't. There's nothing you can do to fix it, because you're just doing what the bad players are doing. So this lines up perfectly when you say, well, my teammates aren't that great, and I feel like I lose. Yeah, pretty accurate. Right? Your team is not that great. You follow that team, you lose. It's extremely accurate. Now you're making a play for yourself, right? But does this play make any sense? Like, why? So there's two things here. There's two major shout outs here. The first one is the way that you play is very support based. You're a follow-up type of player. It's not a bad thing. It's just you can't always do that if you want to win. The second thing is whenever you try to take the wheel, it makes no sense. Like, I don't understand why you do that, because it doesn't lead into anything else. And again, it's not that you're playing poorly. It's not that you're having a bad game. These are habits. These are something that definitely happens every single game, but you don't really see it because it's not blatantly obvious. The higher you climb, the more difficult it is to see what's wrong. And that's typical, right? Like, if I looked at my own gameplay, my bias would just, I could see the obvious stuff, right? But I'd have to look really hard, especially because I'm looking at my own stuff. I have to look really hard to see what's the problem. And that's what's going on here. These are the two things that are holding you back right now. You did all of that and accomplished nothing. You did all of that and accomplished that. That's 3 plays in a row where we didn't gain anything. And then 2 plays before that, those 2 plays was following someone else and we didn't get anything. See? So I don't really need to watch the entire replay because that's what's going to happen repeatedly. But just for the peace of mind, we'll watch it and I'm only going to focus on those 2 things. And we're going to see when you make your own play, do you gain anything? And when you make a play, if you're going with someone else, or is it your play alone? Let's see. Okay, running in there. Full beans. What does it accomplish? I don't think you realize how deep you actually went with that. So either you're going to get KO'd here, or you're going to have to run away. Because your team can't help, technically. I'm actually curious to see how this plays. Is my foot going to be in my mouth? Let's see. You kind of see how you're banking on your team to play the fight well after you do something random. Again, if your team sucks, they cannot capitalize on what you just did, because what you just did was throw your body in there to be a distraction. You should try to capitalize on something that you see and let that also be the distraction. That way you're gaining something every single time. So let's watch it, and I'll tell you what we probably could have done. First things first, what we should have done could have been come over here and just start punching. That way you don't take damage and your team can hit you. So punch, punch, you're chilling. If you can look around, punch, punch, and just keep your eye on those healers, if she tosses a bubble at the people you're punching, and obviously your team is shooting, jump on her. What she's gonna do is she's gonna fade away or get clapped. Two options. She has no bubble. If she decides to fade away, she splits up, and now you have invisible woman in your face. It is very hard for this character to get away from the thing because he can hit you literally everywhere. If she doesn't fade, an invisible woman will be paying attention to Cloak and Dagger. If this happens, you can run away. And what this does is it does exactly what you just did, but you gain so much more out of that, and your team can capitalize on what you just did. But here, we're just running in to run in, and just hoping that's going to be enough. You know what I mean? And it wasn't. Why didn't it work? Well, if you want to say that your team sucks, that's why. They didn't capitalize on what you did. If they were better, they could have, which is true. Well, we also made it a play that required them to be better than what they are, instead of making a play that just requires very little from them. Us punching this and then jumping to that backline requires zero effort from our team. As you decide to punch and run at her, she's probably going to run away. You're not even trying to chase, you're actually trying to run away, right? So let's just put it in visual perspective. So like, let's say she does this, right? And you're not going to chase it. You're actually looking to run this way. What do they see? They think you're running after her. So they're all going to start chasing you because they think you're running after her. But you're actually about to jet around. This gives up that space and allows your team to then take over that space. Up a little higher. Okay. We'll play that one more time, just so that we can get a clearer picture of what's happening. Okay. We come back. All right, boom, here. So, okay. So, they're standing here. The cart is right here. If you come over here, they can't see you, which means they actually don't know you're going to hop onto them. But it's just always in your back of your mind. But you're not going to always go. You just want to always think about it. So they're looking at you. They're probably fighting you. Boom, bam. They're focused. If you see she throws a bubble, she has no defensive capabilities for you. You forced her to throw a bubble. If you then go in on that backline, I'm pretty sure Iron Fist is going to follow you. Because y'all been like butt buddies this entire time. This is going to force her to fade up, which means that she's going to get KO'd by Iron Fist, or she's going to stay there and get healed by Invisible Woman. If Invisible Woman heals, she's not looking at our team. Your team will run over their team. They have two choices. Turn around and fight you, or if they don't care about you, they have to retreat because they got no heals. Either way, a win-win situation, right? If they decide to chase you, which they probably will, you're going to jet around this corner. This allows your team to fill up this gap. They're forced to be in a really crappy position. You might get a free pick or you might not, but it does allow the cart to move forward, and you just created that space. Then they have to fall back and try to fight somewhere over here. All because you did that play. You can see how when I say your plays don't amount to anything, it's not because you're bad. You just don't have anything to gain. There's no logic behind why you do what you do. You just do it and just hope your team can capitalize. But that type of gameplay isn't going to get you to Grandmaster. I hope that makes sense. Not bashing you, but I do want you to see, as I said, a lot of players have mental blocks, and if you really want to climb, you have to drop that mental block. So you're good at following up, but you're not a good facilitator. And this means that if your team sucks, you probably don't win games. And if you don't win games that way, you're going to set it a net 50. So 50-50, my team is good, 50-50, my team is bad, or you're going to have a negative win rate. Because realistically, you're just banking on your team to be better to carry you. Fundamentally speaking. So if I were to give you any advice, try to think more of like a facilitator. And just think, if I do A into B, what result am I going to have for C? If that result is going to be able to get me to push a card, get us a free KO, whatever, that's good. You're not banking on your team to assist you because the play that you made was so good that it allows your team to capitalize on it without much effort. I always say that the best way to carry players is just make them not have to do so much work, right? If each match, theoretically, it's not, but if each match is theoretically 50-50, all you need to do is to make it 51-49. And your team will do the rest. This play right here makes it even worse. It's like a 55-45. You know, like that play was a really good play. Like if you pulled that off, that would have been solid. And it would have required them to do no work. Because you tilted the scale in your team's favor so hard with that one play. But the play that you did before required them to put in more work. And if they suck, they can't do it. You know? So, hope that helps. If you got any questions, let me know. If anybody else has any questions, let me know as well. But that's my advice to you. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. I've been streaming for 2 hours, I think. On the nose. What do you think, guys? What should I do? The plan was to play maybe a match or two. But we kind of 2 hours deep. I just don't want to play a match if I don't feel up to it. You know what I mean? I've been slowly trying to get myself to playing Marvel Rivals again. Competitively instead of trolling. And whenever I get too serious about the game, I realize how much I don't like playing competitive. So it's like, should I start manning another tank? That's a good question. I don't really think so. I don't think it would help you. Every tank kind of has to look for their openings and then to create that pressure for your team to capitalize on. I don't think another tank would help. I think it's just more if you have to actively think about it. Others say play Strange or Mag in order to climb. That's because those two characters can get carried way easier. You're just sitting there, right? But you are going to hit a wall where, again, you have to be more of a facilitator if your team isn't doing that great. And if you don't do that, you're just going to get stuck. Do you, Lauren? Should we stalk Lauren? Should we stalk Lauren? I don't know if Lauren would like that or appreciate that, though. Can you even watch private games? You can, yeah? What do you guys think? Do you guys want me to play, or do you guys want me to try to stalk Lauren's game and just talk about what she's doing and why? I don't think you guys ever hear me talk about a team perspective. I think you guys only see me talk about like a solo queue perspective. But if she's playing scrims, I'd talk more about like a team perspective. But it's up to you guys. I can play as well. So what do you guys want? Play a few matches on my main or watch Lauren's game? I'm going to put a poll. Uh, play you on main or watch Lauren. Are you playing quick match? No, I'm gonna be playing ranked. I've been playing quick play, so I have a few of my skills. I'm not like top notch game. It's been a hot minute since I played. Not only because I kind of was frustrated with ranked, but also I just had a lot of personal things going on that I couldn't really play much of anything. But now it's over, so I'm trying to just slowly get back into it. But I think I'm able to play in diamond. I don't think it's gonna be a problem because my account got reset. I think twice. Main view. Arch. Scram. All right, go for the vote. I'm gonna actually use the restroom real quick though while you guys are voting. Be right back. I'm probably gonna just be playing tank. All right, I'm back. What do we decide? Main a few. Need to see Lauren get whooped. A cat main playing tank is crazy. I probably won't play cat. I probably would just play strange. I have to take it slow because I don't have a lot of my skill. So if I were to play anything, it's gonna be very slow characters, nothing quick. Yeah, I don't have all my tanks and lords at all. Not even close. Hopefully next season rank is a lot better with placements. Every time I think a queuing ranked, I hesitate to hesitate and just play zombies stress free. But I do miss putting on the mask and playing Spidey. It could just be a subconscious thing. Games could not be as bad as you may be feeling they are, and it just seems like it because you think about it that way. I know when I had my stint of saying that supports can't ult properly, seems like every game supports could not ult properly. You only have 3 lords with 800 out. Wait, what? All right. Well, you guys voted to say main if you. Hopefully, I don't lose my games because you guys show me. All right. Let me turn on my station of play. Actually, doesn't really matter if you guys see it or not. Okay, let me try to think if I have it plugged up because I have. My main issue is just players are climbing when they don't deserve to. And I don't really like how strong support ultimates are. Those are my two issues. Those are my main two issues. They are going to give us a strategist. I want a better one. I also just think that I'm kind of over all these characters. Like, I need some new flavor. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just gets to that point where you need some new flavor. I feel like that's what I need sometimes. Oh, yeah. Word goes to what? I should have had this set up, but I didn't. I'm sorry. Stop two. Got two phones. This one. Am I right? Success. Like Dexter would say. Success. What is that poll? It's to stalk you, Lauren. Or if it's to play. And they said, no stocky, play. So we're gonna play. Got 2 notifications? What are they? Anything juice? No. Oh. No, nothing juice. What a waste of time. What a waste of time. All right, let me go ahead and swap this junk over. And I will turn off my arrivals. Oh, I'm squished, y'all. Or is that just how it's kind of glitched out right now? You guys see it squished? Oh, no. It's just a visual glitch. You guys couldn't see anything. Of course not. You didn't see nothing. Shut your mouth. I want some better skins, bro. Not gonna lie. I want a better battle pass. Not saying this one sucked or anything, but I didn't really care for any of the characters. I want a better battle pass, and I want better skins. Make it happen, Captain. Make it happen, Captain. Part of me wants to warm up first, but I feel like Diamond is like a good area where I can play and not really be warmed up. But let's see. All right. Let's just go in and ruin people's games. Need to also have some jams. It's always semi-squish. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the battle pass wasn't really it for me. Again, not to say stuff sucked or anything like that. I'm not tripping, but it just wasn't me. Hello? Is the game dead, guys? Oh, you know, I've been having lag issues. Having ping spikes. Music check. I think you guys can't hear. I think we chilling. I would definitely like to have Gambit. I would play DPS if I could play Gambit. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I'll leave the chat up for you guys. Only if nothing stupid happens. Because I'm not in streamer mode right now. Reality is but an illusion. I feel like I should play Mag, bro.
Who am I gonna banish from this match?
Who do people ban now? Bro, this is a Spider-Man map if I ever saw one. Let's go. Sorry, Victor. And then Penny. Get her out. Probably should have been Hulk. To be honest. It pulls off this map, go crazy. Yeah. There's some maps where I'm just like, Spider-Man players freaking live, eat, breathe, sleep these maps, bro. And I'm like, I don't want to play them. No thanks. I'm good, fam. I'm chilling. I think I'm gonna play Mag.
All the difference.
Be wary. No timeline exists where Magneto Be wary. No timeline exists where Magneto yields.
I don't know if my aim's gonna be good, but it is what it is. Wait, I thought you were a freaking god Spider-Man, Victor. What? What, bro? Thought you were like the best Spider-Man NA. What? Ah, bro.
30 seconds. Stay strong.
Easily best Spider-Man NA, man. I think Penny is a good band regardless. It requires way too much coordination for me to want to care about dealing with. I feel like people don't. People have no chill, bro. If they just wait, cool. Some people are just on it. Did Venom get a buff? I know that he got that one ult buff, but did he get anything else? Because I see people keep playing that character. I'm like, bro, that guy's buns. I hear survive this. Oh, they have a magic too. Hit her a little bit. I'm not gonna focus on that. We're just gonna focus on him in the back. I chunked magic a little bit, so I expected ours to win that 1v1. We're gonna back up a little bit because we wasted our ability. Just gonna break that turret. I know that Venom's in the back, but he's by himself. We shouldn't be able to KO the target. So we're just gonna pressure their team. Okay, there he goes. Again, I already figured that my team didn't need me to look back. It was just one character. All of them were in front of us. So we're just chilling, holding them here. And just kind of pelting them. Venom's going behind us again, but I'm not really tripping. We're gonna shield them because it's getting a little bit low. Rocket ults, we're backing up. We only have a Jeff. We're not trying to play that game. We just gotta let them have that space. Try to knock him out of his swing, but timed it too early. They won that fight out for obvious reasons. We didn't have a support ult. We have to be very careful. We don't have a support right now. We don't have any supports. Oh no, do we have 3? No, we don't. We don't have any supports yet. We're chilling. I'm gonna just shield her because I have more HP than she does. We're gonna still try to hold our space till Luna gets back. Okay, she's back. Venom ults. We're just gonna ult. I know he has ult, but we needed the ult. Okay, for some reason she ulted, the fight was over. She just wasted it. We're gonna push him back. Oh, I wanted to. We have to give up a little space. I don't think we should have lost that fight at all. Don't know why my team just didn't go to the right. Like if they went back there where the buildings were, they don't get KO'd. I don't know how they got KO'd there, but it is what it is. Can't control your team. Cloak and Dagger ulted in a straight line. We definitely should have just went up here and nobody gets KO'd, but they did it. They went through the back stairway. I hear her, don't see her. Gonna shield him. Okay, she should be KO'd. Yeah, she got chunked way before she ulted. Okay, that's our Jeff. Their Jeff ulted. No, that was our Jeff. Okay. Rocket ults. We're just gonna back up. We lose that fight. Give up that space. Move back to the second fight zone. Give Luna a shield real quick. He's gonna try to swing away, so I'm not really focused on him. I want to try to keep these guys from moving forward. Couldn't do it. Got KO'd. I definitely should have been able to, but I think I just got a little bit greedy. We're just gonna probably switch to Cap just to get to the point fast. Huh? How did I miss that? Magic Gaming, per usual. Okay, that's us. Waste of an ult, but it's okay. Okay, one of our people got disconnected. So that's nice. Those are the situations like I really dislike. I dislike losing a fight because our support ults first. It's kind of like, okay. But we're down a player, so I think I might look to stall. Otherwise, we're just gonna forfeit this match. I don't think my team can play the game. We also have a Jeff, which is just like a useless character anyway. So I think we just look for the forfeit. week we look for the forfeit. What's up, Nash? Good to see you. Hello, hello. Ooh, don't run now. There's 3 on me. Nothing's really getting accomplished. But again, we're down a member, so it's not a... I don't really expect much. Can we not surrender yet? Huh? He's been gone for ages, bro. He's been gone for ages, bro. Alright. Yeah, I know, right? That's wild. I don't play ranked for, I think, 2 seasons in a row. We come back. The first game is a Jeff and a disconnect. I don't really care for the Jeff, though. I'm not really upset about it.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
What a game.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
I wonder why he disconnected. I wonder if it was like a rage quit or he just like couldn't play the game. Perfect example of Marvel's Rivals ranked. Is it though? Is it a perfect example? That's rough. Yeah, I don't let it bother me. It's kind of like expected to happen. I'm not tripping. We would have won that game though. I think what's worse is like having disconnects in a match you would have easily won. Like hands down, we won that game. And it's like, ah, that sucks. Again, I'm not really mad about it or anything. But I'm just saying, like, that's one of the worst ones to lose. It's like a match you actually would have won. Just kind of like, well, okay. She got posted Zuko meme here. 100 Thieves lost. I wonder if some Xbox or PS players see their end screen and go, of course we lost. It's a player. Maybe?
Which hero do you think you want to be today?
They got a pre-made on their team. Whack. And they have matching names. Whack. We're in trouble, boys. We're in trouble. That wasn't a bad game for not having played in forever, though.
Gonna banish from this match.
Man, Wolverine. I don't really like Wolverine in the match. I feel like the game is unplayable for every tank other than the ones that can avoid Wolverine. Like, playing Strange into Wolverine is such a buzzkill. It's so hard to do. So, I just rather get him out. And then I want to ban Magic because the character is just unbelievably busted. But I'm probably not going to get that ban. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Let's see. Team? You're gonna give it to me? You're gonna give me the ban? Hog? Oh! Oh! If this was last season, nobody would have banned that character. I'm just throwing that one out here. Or out there. If this were last season, nobody bans Magic, and I would have got a nice ban. Why are we starting on defense first all the time? To write a letter. What do you guys like playing on first, defense or offense? I think I prefer defense first because I can have a shorter match if we play out of our minds. But I feel like if you push on attack and you don't get that far, you're demoralized. But like, if they were to push far because they played well, then you're forced to have a very long match. So it's kind of like, it's like, What rank is this? This is Diamond, my friend. Diamond. I haven't played, so I've been D-ranked, I think, twice. And so we're just getting back. They have two, like, rush characters. Not necessarily divers. I mean, I guess you can call Daredevil a diver, but he's not really. We're just gonna use this time to abuse. We had a Magneto shield, so just putting it to good use by going deep in there. Should be chill. They don't have really much range. They're very melee heavy, so I can't push forward and just be expected to shield and be okay, because obviously I can't block the melee damage. So I have to be very cautious about my positioning. And relax. Okay, the Daredevil swapped to Venom. Oh no, he's still Daredevil. They had a Venom this entire time. Wild. Okay, they ult. We should be okay. I'm gonna just look the ult. I know Blade is about to ult. I just wanted to prevent Blade from ulting. I didn't actually think about the shield from Doctor Strange. It was more of a pressure ultimate rather than a kill ultimate. We're just holding pressure, holding pressure. We already got 2 out the match, so we're sitting pretty. And we're just being a little bit aggressive because we can. We're gonna respect back up. Mag is getting a little bit too ambitious. This is one of those moments where your team, because you're playing well, your team decides that they can be all boss mode, but they don't really understand why I'm being so aggressive. So I don't want to give them the false impression that they can just be hyper aggressive, because then they're gonna end up KO'd. I was blocking a little bit for Mag. Gotta be careful. Okay. We're gonna go down here, just be a distraction. Not really looking to do much. I just want them to turn around. Okay. Emma went diamond form, which means she's vulnerable. Money. Okay.
Only 60 seconds left.
Are Jeff players that bad? Jeff sucks, man. Character is buns. People always try to tell me, Jeff is good, Jeff is... No, that character is unplayable. He's only good if you have comms, man. Character is not good just by himself. You need an entire team to play with that character. Gonna go up here, probably look for an ult. I don't think this is gonna land. Messed up! Oh, that was actually a fire ult, bro. But that's what I get for not playing for so long. I actually forgot that I need to press the button again. Ah, that was actually a really solid ult. That was 4. I'm mad. Okay, I could portal in, but oh, if we lose that point, it's my fault. It's been so long since I've played. We're gonna put the portal this way, just so we're shielded. And we're gonna walk back. Again, the point's to be shielded. We're gonna just kind of hang back. I need to fly up, but I see she's helping me. We're just gonna block. Just block. We're okay. We're okay. Nice. Nice.
The current score is
They never should have got that far. I literally griefed. I literally griefed. That was done deal there. I'm actually mad at myself.
you're on.
I'm so mad at myself for that play. Like, actually just giga mad. There's no way that they got that far.
Round 2. Go.
You can see how I was coaching that player that said that they were stuck in diamond. How much what I meant was true. Not being a facilitator means that you don't know when your advantages are there. If you don't know when your advantage is there, you're never going to do anything but coin flip every game. You have to know how to be aggressive. You have to know how to make plays and why you make them. Every time I did something, there was always a result to why I did it. It wasn't just us doing it randomly. There's always a reason and it accomplished something. It's huge. These Jeff mains have infiltrated high ranks. He's so pissed.
One.
Yeah, I don't really like that character.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
I don't get mad when I see him because it's not that serious, but I just don't like when they don't swap. We're gonna look to fly and just damage the nest. Okay, not really worried about Penny because that character is garbage without nests. We're just gonna go to their back line, force their, you know, just pressure, and that's that. So you would think there's 2 fights to this map, but there's not. There's only one. I'm gonna put this here, then I'm just gonna put that there. Okay.
Final score 1-2-0.
Reload. I haven't even played in so long, but my button presses doesn't even have to be on point with these characters because they're very relaxed. Now, if I were playing Cap, we might be in some trouble. Offense first, team quits because we didn't push far enough. True. Defense first, team quits because the enemy. True. Wait, it's actually facts. You're actually spitting. I'm surprised no one said anything. People are very chatty usually in ranked. Let's see. Are we on streamer mode? I'm not gonna turn it off if we're on streamer mode. We're not. Weird. People have just been quiet. I'm gonna turn it on if someone starts acting up though. But I just want to give you guys the benefit of the doubt and be entertained if someone is stupid. The portal was disrespectful. Hey, you do what you gotta do to win. You do what you gotta do to win. Who's this? I don't know who that is. Or is it? I think it's the member, actually. Free coin, tiny reinstall. Wait, what? Don't they always give free coins, man?
Which hero do you think you want to be today?
It's not necessarily that Jeff players are bad, just the character is garbage.
Open your eyes. Reality is but an illusion.
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
I can't imagine. I think the enemy team gave up after we were able to save that point. think they're just mad because they swapped the penny like that was gonna work, and whenever anybody swaps the penny and they're not a penny main, it's bound to fail. Either you play at the start or you lose because you're just desperate penny picking. You see how much more relaxing it was to not have magic in the match? I just want you guys to understand that. Yeah, I don't think Jet players ever swap. He's not the only offender though, let's be fair. But I do agree that I don't think he doesn't swap that often. Daredevil ban? Is that even worth, bro?
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Is that ban even worth? I feel like you're griefing. They want to play Mag.
Be wary. No timeline exists.
Unless that guy wants to play Mag. I don't even think he's that bad.
Round 1, go!
There's way more characters that are much more of a pain in the butt than that one.
30
Like,
seconds before you
I'd easily ban Magic over Daredevil. What? Iron Fist over Daredevil? Black Panther over Spider-Man over Daredevil? Easily.
okay. Happens
That character just like runs in and ints. I've yet to see a Daredevil that doesn't run in and just get blown up immediately. Character is buns.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I think people overvalue that character. I don't think he's that great. You might as well play other characters. I didn't even see the thing. Where was he hiding? What? That guy was hiding just in a weird spot. What, bro? What? We're not gonna be able to push this open. This looks really rough. Do they have 3 tanks? No. Okay, we're gonna have to really focus that Iron Fist. We don't have an edge. We just have to wait for the team to do something. Alright, cool. Run it down. Oh, our tank got KO'd. Bro, why are people playing Venom? Why are people playing Venom? Bro, get off Venom. Play something else. We're just gonna play Strange. We need to be able to push through and force. Yeah, we're just not able to do that right now. Luna, why? Unnecessary self. Giga unnecessary. Like, accomplished nothing with that old girl. Fucking dagger. Why are we ulting, bro? This is why. Yeah, this is why I don't play ranked anymore, guys. Like, I hate this. I actually just hate it. It's such a support ult fiesta. I hear her. Hear her. There she goes. Did our team lose? Of course they did. Go, Demore, go! Aw. I'm gonna just stand still. How did he get KO'd? Bro, he was focusing me. Iron Fist is such a broken character, bro. Not really sure what my Groot was doing at all. She ulted way too early again. This Luna is trigger happy, bro. These ults are not great. Like they accomplish nothing, and then we don't have support ults. We just lose the fight every time because we don't know how to ult. God. God is such a frustrating like game design to me. So frustrating. I almost have ult. We're just gonna look to port. Maybe we can block it. Where are they coming from? Crap. That's not good. It's too slow. Luna's gonna ult. Yeah. All because of our supports, bro. I hate this game. Ah! Dude, if there's anything I hate more, it's losing because of that. That is such a crappy game design.
2-0.
That is such a crappy game design.
Including which side you're on.
Like, holy moly donut shop. Because we don't ult properly, we take the L.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Oh, that's so crappy to me. It's such a crappy game design. It's not really the sustain. It's just the fact that the support, like, I don't really mind the length. It's just, I hate how you're invulnerable. And the one who ults first is obviously going to lose. Because it's like a game of rock, paper, scissors. You know, like, that's a bad game design. I don't think the healing is a problem. I just think the fact that you're invulnerable during these support ults means that you win or lose based off who is the better support ulter. Like, what is that game design, bro? Like, who thought that was a good idea? I hate it so much. And it happened like 3 times in a row, bro. Invisible ults, nobody's in it. Luna ults. Why? And then Cloak and Dagger ults, and then their Luna ults, and then we lose the fight. It happened 3 times in a row, yet we don't learn.
You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
That's my main issue with this game. But that's also why I just stopped playing ranked after we hit what we hit. Well, that's a personal stuff, but I just mean, if it weren't for the personal stuff, I would just stop playing ranked and play normals. Because I'm not a fan of how it works like that. We could still win, but I just really hate the game design. Okay, we got him to... Oh, he was already playing the thing, huh? As long as they don't ult, we're good. Uh-oh. We're in trouble. I got into a crappy position.
My mission isn't over yet.
Yeah, I shouldn't have went where I went. That's my bad.
All right. Don't stand down.
The bright side is, though, their whole entire team just looks at me. So I can get away with just distracting their team because they're all going to look at me anyway. And we should just auto win. Because they're just going to look at me. They already showed their hands to me. They showed their deck. They showed their deck, bro. Oh, she healed for a freak time. Are we running 3 healers? Oh, they're running Mantis. That's fine. Oh, they're running Mantis and Star-Lord? I could go Strange, but I still don't think that's the play. Ah, they stacked their ult. Ah, we were doing so well. All it's gonna take is for Star-Lord to pop his ult, and we're cooked. We just gotta make sure he gets KO'd repeatedly. It will be alright. I haven't played Cap in so long, bro. It feels so strange. I feel like I'm not ready. There it goes. Can't really do much. Why do we lose? Support ults. Why do you lose? Support ult. That's why we lose. We had to stack them. So the first round, we just ulted horribly. The second round, we stack them. But we don't have it for Star-Lord, so we lose. What is that game design, bro? That is such a wild design. To just win or lose based off that role. It's such a wild design. That's also why I just like playing DPS. Because if I DPS, I could just destroy the healers. And I don't have a problem. As tanks, that's not really happening that frequently. That's so wild. Well, I don't think it's the duration. Because the duration doesn't excuse the issue of winning or losing because your support doesn't know how to ult. You know what I mean? The issue is that that's what's winning the matches or the rounds. It's not how long it is or how strong it is. It's just no hero has a way to blow through that.
Which hero do you think?
Like, it's not used to save people. It's used to be immortal. And that's the issue. You know what I mean? Mantis ult, I think, is a really good example of a ultimate that is pretty decent because it's not used to make you immortal. It's used to literally keep you, so like save you, and then after it saves you, job done. That's how ults should be. I don't know why we're just having ults that make you freaking invulnerable. Like, bro, what are we doing? I never had a problem with Daredevil, and guys, promise you, we will. Yeah, I don't think Daredevil is an issue at all. Daredevil who? Yeah, I don't know. That character is not that great. I feel like people who ban Daredevil are probably those who don't position that well. I don't think he's worth the ban at all. Any word on speculation on how placements will work and when they are getting added? I think they're supposed to share info with us by the end of this season and then add them next season? Possibly.
Pick your hero.
That's all I know.
I'm not judging.
The sustain is high because of DPS, so it's a lose-lose. I don't know. I don't think support ults are... I don't think support ults are the counter to DPS. I think the reason behind the support ult was more than just DPS do damage. I think they designed the ult that way without even factoring in this DPS. So it's just how it's structured. It's just how they designed the game. It had nothing to do with the DPS.
Get ready.
said I should stay away from you. He really hates you.
He should. So I see you're not taking his advice.
I don't know. I don't mind the duration. I just think if it's more similar to you save a player rather than you keep everybody immortal for a few seconds, the duration wouldn't matter. As an example, like Mantis,
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got
you know,
it.
she's playing magic, so I'll play strange.
Science failed me. Magic was there.
Hey there.
What am I? See that? Invisible? Right there. I'm hurt. A nice deep freeze.
Another fearsome foe, fam.
Wait, what? We lost that fight?
Looks like the mission area
Ugh.
is yours to capture.
We're in trouble. Alright. I was right to play Mag. I only play Strange for her, but I think Mag is the better choice. This map is just weird. Bro, I'm like whiffing all my shots because I'm bad. Because I am awful. Team is carrying. We take those. Gotta be a little bit more careful because we don't have our shield.
I like the cold.
We're gonna use this lip for cover. Make our head smaller. Or our body smaller. Not really worried about the back line. Walking into my Luna's ult. Jeff is looking for ult. Dang, I couldn't put my shield up. Wait. Human Torch, how are you missing, brother? That's crazy. That's crazy. Bro, I feel like Human Torch shouldn't have missed that.
We must
Surely he lands those, yeah? Surely. We might have talked though. I haven't played in ages and I'm missing all my shots, so.
A nice deep freeze.
Many thanks.
That one hurts.
Really, if anyone's to blame, it's me.
One behind you.
What is up with all these Venoms, bro? I refuse to believe that all these guys can play Venom. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe all these guys can play Venom, chat. I refuse. We're gonna shield up. Luna got KO'd there. They're not really worried about their backline. They just keep diving. I'm fine.
You'll have to keep fighting. We want a winner.
Okay, we're gonna go up a little higher.
much better. Behold the god of thunder.
We're okay. Let me see if I can knock him.
Control lost.
Nope. Couldn't.
You cannot hurt me.
Did our support get KO'd? What happened to him? I thought Luna was chilling. What happened? Yeah, I don't know why it increased.
Removed so easily.
Watch out for the dark child.
I refuse to believe that these people know how to play Venom. All of them. Too many Venom players.
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
You might just play Strange. Just to get back to point. We should be alright.
I am ready to put on a show.
Well, Luna should be KO'd as long as Human Torch lands his ult. HT, bro. My Human Torch is trolling me. For sure. We're gonna go wide. Look for the back line. Dang.
I seem to be unprotected.
Oh, good invisible ult. Nice. Shielded him. Uh-oh, I'm cooked. Where's my healers? Where's my healers? Where are we at? Where is my healers?
Entanglement is a vexing problem for the Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, you're so lucky, bro. He's so lucky. Magic, clean this up. Clean this up, baby. That's what you do. You're broken. Be broken.
Mystic hearts won't fail me again.
I don't know if we're gonna win that fight. I don't think Venom's a free load tank if you don't know how to play him. The people who know how to play Venom, alright, but the people who don't, There's a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, and you can tell. Ah, I should have been able to land that, to be real. I'm gonna just shield. I'm gonna just shield, bro. I heal me. This is all I can do. If they're looking at me, my healers are okay. It's always something to keep in mind. We're gonna ult. Doesn't have enough time to fade. Nice. Bro, Strange is broken. He tried. Bro, go back to Jeff. You can't play Strange. Sit down. My man, the Jeff player over here trying to play Strange. Bro, we know how you climbed. Big ups to my healers there. I was thinking of going to their backline, but I was like, if I do that, bro, these tanks are gonna demolish my healers. But if I sit here, I can't do anything. So I was like, please, Lord, just hold the shield and heal me. This is all I can do. I'm just a sponge. I'm just a sponge. Luckily, it worked. And my teams were able to pull it off. Strange is dumb. 800 bonus HP is ridiculous. That Angela's actually gaming too. I think that's the first Angela that I've seen that's good. Nope. Surely. Except the almighty Puka's Angela, of course. Yeah, I don't think Venom's a character that people can just pick and play up. That's not it. I don't really know if I should fight or just sit. Oh my god, you're so weak now, Strange. I keep thinking he does more damage, but he doesn't do as much damage as I remember. So I'm mistiming my damage. Literally my fault. I need to just keep it in mind he doesn't do as much. I'm missing everything, bro. I blame this monitor. Like, I know I haven't played in a while, but I blame this monitor. I'm gonna just shield for them. For her. I try, little mama. That Blade should just play frontline. That guy's griefing diving so much. Yeah, my team is doing work. I don't really have to do much. That last game was nonsense, though. Oh, he got out of it. That's alright. He's looking at me. Insane what happens when a support uses their ult on a Star-Lord ult. Just throwing that one out there. Like, it's wild how we lost that game because our supports didn't know how to play support. Like, how do you lose because your support doesn't ult? Such a dumb design, bro. I'm actually upset that we lost that game. Due to that. Out of everything, that. No, they made it. That's alright. I'll block the heals. Or not. Or not. Wait, why can't you watch the replay? Magic Gaming? I'm hesitant on swapping because this magic is popping off. think we go this way.
I put you on ice.
They're ahead of us.
All my matches are private. You're right. Wait, you could just type my name in, or you could just spectate this match. Yeah. Literally spectate, and you have the replay. You're a griefer. Bro, this blade is giga hard to hit. Or I'm just really bad at aiming. I think it's a mixture of both. Probably both. I thought about ulting it, but I didn't. Are they gonna play strange? No, they're not. Oh, she shouldn't have pushed her. Doesn't matter. Oh, can't do much with that. The Bryce said about Jeff KOing himself, but they don't have a healer. That doesn't matter. Why does that's 2 times in a row she's just a split second too late to save me. Alright, we're just gonna play cap to get back to point.
The absolute best I can every time.
I don't think there's much I can do. I think we lose this point. These invisible ults are just way too late. Well, not way too late, just a bit too late. Maybe we can get there? Nah. He's just moving really weird. I don't know if I'm like having connection issues either. But he's just moving really weird. But I think it's just lack of me playing for such a long time. It's just, you know.
Dreamed of a safe haven for all mutants. At last,
I just have to get used to everything again.
reality.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready. The actual Magneto.
But yeah, invisible should be ulting a little bit sooner.
You are.
No, but you should know magnetism doesn't work.
I shouldn't really be that low and expect an ult from her.
Can do.
Be impertinent.
But both of those ults, I think if they got off just a little bit sooner, we would have won those fights.
The battle starts in 5, 4.
Bright side is if we lose this match, it feels more like a loss. That last match was such a buns match to lose, bro.
Got it?
Such a buns match to lose.
The sword of Fushi is always with me.
I don't think he's hard to hit because he's spinning.
There they are.
The thing is, when he spins, he doesn't really go that fast.
That one hurt.
He kind of just sits there. I'll just have to play Meg.
A nice deep
That way we can deal with the support ults and we can also suck up Star-Lord's ultimate. Kind of like a win-win situation.
I should be singing lullabies.
Dude, this guy is moving. Bro, this guy was moving, bro.
Mission area is yours.
To be fair, we won the first round because I played Mag, right? Until I portal back. I just think Mag is the better pick for these maps. I'm gonna push up too far.
Us against the world.
That's pretty much why. He brought out the wolf. That's fine. I'm not too worried about wolf. Not as Mag. Now, if I was Strange, different story.
A nice deep freeze.
You're really trying to get me. Oh boy, really trying to get me. Nice. Doing the deeps. I should be alright. Oh, I didn't get out fast enough. Whatever. Oh no, he didn't have the ult there. That's okay. Bright side is they're playing Jeff. Should they have one more AoE healer? I don't think we'd be winning this easily. Because our support ults kind of be wild sometimes. Get up out of here, bro. You know who I am? You know who I am, fam? You must have forgot. You must have forgot, fam. Oh, I tried to shield it, but I don't have it. Both of our supports got KO'd there? Oh, no. Man. I feel like Blade should not have gotten away with that ult. That ult was so nonsense. That ult was so nonsense, bro. It actually worked. I only ulted to save my life. I didn't really ult to get a KO. Oh, so I can have the portal face the other way. What? That boy went Ultron? Ultron and Jeff is not the play. He tried. He tried. Respect, respect. Nice. Nice. He tried, he tried. I'm still mad we lost that last match. So the first match we lost because there was an AFK. We won the second. The third match we lost because people don't know how to ult, right? Then we win the fourth. I'm scammed, bro. I'm scammed. All right, I'm tired. Today was a long day. I'm surprised I was even able to function by playing. I was surprised I was even able to function playing because I'm tired. But we're gonna call it. It's been 3 hours. We did some good reviews. We had some games. I think win rate wise we broke even, but point wise we were positive. Yeah, I might play tomorrow. If I do, I'll stream. But thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. You all are the best. Remember, if you guys want your replays reviews done, make sure you hit that link in the description below. And we will be checking it out next week. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate it. Until next time, you know what I always say. Thank you guys for doing what? Hopping often. Will often. Peace, peace. Late. Have a great rest of your day or night. Thanks for stopping by.